Why? Make the thing, why?
All in, all the time. This is game time.
Football. What? I almost got hit with the football. The kicker. I was walking right in front of him. He picked it right at the camera. It was pretty sweet. I wish I had it on video.
Okay, now I gotta get that. Now we gotta get that golf cart.
So are you just going to be texting Tim or calling Tim? Okay. Hello? Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, 1, 2, 3. I think I might have to turn it down. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Is this making a difference? 1, 2, 3, testing. Everybody, Francis Speck here for Western New York Athletics, live from the 2021 Kensington Lions All-Star Game featuring the North and the South. Of course, it comes back this year after being off. I think we're good. Okay.
Ask him, are you going to call him up there to see if we're doing it right now? And then there's a little switch there that's on and off, and then once you're done, you can just turn it off, and then save the battery. And then I'll unplug if I want to run on the field and do great things out there.
Okay.
When we sign off, I need to put these on. Jimmy, or Francis, when we sign off, we got to point. All right, we're here to test. Can you throw this in my bag up there when you go back up? Well, what do we want to do right now with Francis? Francis is here. You can introduce me.
There's another great song for you right here on Game Time. Welcome everyone to the 45th Annual Kensington Lions Club All-Star Football Game. Thank you for coming in. Thank you to our game day sponsors and Pro Sports, Kaepernick, Wealth Partners, and Tops Friendly Markets. Thank you all for being here. Make sure you visit the concession stand throughout the game. And fans, this game's also being live streamed on WNY Athletics. More music on the way here at the 45th Annual Kensington Lions Club All-Star Football Game on Game Time.
Excessive celebration.
When you go back to
We'll get it started.
Hey everybody, welcome into the 45th Annual Kensington Lions All-Star Game. I'm on the sidelines here with Frank Wolf for WNY Athletics. And Frank, this is this first time in 2 years we're out on this field seeing the best players in Western New York go at it for one final time Frank, this is always one of my favorite events of this year, and the fact that we missed it last year makes this even sweeter.
Yeah, I mean, we've been waiting for this game for 2 years. It was a darn shame we didn't have it last year, but we're not going to revisit that. No reason to. We're here, but at some point, the names of those kids that were selected to play in the 2020 game, they're out there. So go look at them because they deserve to have some kind of recognition. They should have had that game. But we're going to get going here with the 2021 version of the Lions Club All-Star Game, sponsored by EdPro Sports. Stu Boyer, Bud Bailey will have the call for you in just a few moments. The North is head coached by Paul Bergio. I believe this is his first time coaching in this game as the head coach. And then our old favorite, Glenn Graham from Cleve Hill. He's got the South roster. And when they were putting these rosters together, it looks like Glenn is going to stick to his roots, and he's a running coach. He likes that run game, and with offensive coordinator like Jimmy Marino, who specializes in running quarterbacks and things of that nature, it looks like that's what we have here on the South squad.
I got to be honest. I was at one of their practices, and I was watching them in warm-ups. They had some spread looks. I wouldn't be surprised if you see some bubble screens and some throws down the field as well. They have quarterback Brady Fries from West Seneca East, and then the quarterback from Hamburg, Matt Sykewist. I know I butchered that name, but I would watch for them to throw the ball. And then you got the other side, you got Tyrell Laws. And the history of this game, there's always a chance for that one player. We saw it a couple years ago with Joe Andreesa from Lancaster, performance he put on. Tyrell Laws has that ability to put on a spectacular performance.
I didn't really get to see a whole lot of Al McDuffie from Bennett over the last year or so. So I'm interested in see what he does in this game. It looks like here he's undecided. So, he's got that last name. He's got the pedigree. I'm interested in seeing what Al McDuffie does from Bennett for the North squad. From the South, you know me, Francis. I love those small schools. CSP has got John Swabick here. Wolfpack, he's got 2 state championship rings for football. He's got another one for track. So I'm very interested in seeing John Swabick here today. I'm looking around the field. This game really brings everybody out. I mean, Kyrie Demos is here, was with the Gazette, now with the Bee. He played in this game years ago. So we're going to get a chance to talk to him. Lynn Thornton, the chairman, took over for Milt Dickerson. He's doing a fabulous job. We're going to talk to him. But the media's here. They're all here. Miggy's here. Pat Nagy's here. Football coach is here.
This is like it's the big gathering event of the season. Everybody comes out to see it. Anybody who follows high school sports is out for the game. I call it the New Year's Eve, the grand opening of a new season. A lot of people think it's the end of one season. I think it's the beginning of the next one. And then this means that we're less than a month away from the first day of practices.
Yeah, and we're going to be out there, and we've already talked about behind closed doors how we want to attack that. So you just have to keep on watching WNY Athletics. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Subscribe to that YouTube page. Hopefully you're watching at home and you get to enjoy this game. We're happy to bring it to you. We're just going to have a lot of fun out here today, Francis. I'm looking at this North roster, and you got guys like Keith Jackson, who you mentioned, but also Makai Bridgers from Maritime, and what a career he's had over there. We're going to get another look at him before he heads off to Livingston College. But you also have that kid from the Monsignor Martin Association. He, St. Mary's of Lancaster. We only saw him a few times last year, but Jaquan Manuel hasn't really played on this big of a stage yet because he's played at St. Mary's. He only plays like O'Hara and Timon. But you're going to see what this kid can do, and he's an all-world running back too. So another guy you're going to want to keep your eye on today. How about Josh Hine from Hamburg, that big, tall tight end, 6'3", 235, heading to John Carroll this fall? You got a lot of great athletes. And there's guys that I saw players that played in the last one. Who was that from Canisius, Buff State? His dad coaches at Buff State.
Oh, C.J. Oslins.
How did I forget that name? C.J. Oslins was here. So this, like you said, Francis, it's the New Year's Eve of high school football. And we're here to celebrate the game and what these seniors did. And it's a testament to the coaches as well that got them to this point.
All right, well, I see the players right now are lined up on their respective 40s, which means we're just moments away from introductions, which, of course, special in this game. We have Paul Peck and Jack Cruiser here going to introduce each of these players individually. That's always an exciting part of the night. So for right now, this is Frank Wolf. I'm Francis Speck. Stu, Bud, back to you. Yeah.
And get the kids.
They're literally gonna.
Lions All-Star Game. My name is Paul Peck, along with Jack Cruiser, will be your public address announcers for tonight. The Lions Club, the Kensington Lions Club, is proud once again to have Ed Pro Sports as the presenting sponsor for this year's game. Tonight's contest features the best graduating senior players from the delayed 2020-2021 football season, many of whom will continue their careers at the collegiate level. We also welcome all-star cheer squads for the third time. We sincerely appreciate their dedication to this game and wish them success in all their pursuits. The members of the Kensington Lions Club would like to extend their congratulations to the players and cheerleaders in tonight's game. It is an honor to have been chosen from among all the best Western New York high school players. Best wishes for a safe, sportsmanlike, and competitive event. Thank you, parents and fans, for the enthusiastic support of your sons, daughters, and neighbors. Your presence here this evening means a great deal to all of these All-Stars. Now, we would like to introduce the North Team's head coach, Paul Bergio from Clarence High School. The North will be wearing the navy jerseys with the white numbers. They are designated as the home team on the press box side of the field. Paul's coaching staff includes Chuck Nagel, the head coach from Newfane High School, Frank Payne, Kurt Deisfeld, Bo Isadorzak, and Chris Dixon, all assistant coaches at Clarence. And let's meet tonight's North Team All-Stars. Wearing number 1 from Sweet Home High School, Terrell Laws. Number 2 from Bennett High School, Al McDuffie. From Niagara Falls, wearing number 3, Zion Page. From Williamsville South, wearing number 4, Aiden Ostrowski. From Niagara Falls, number 5, Justin Goldsmith. Wearing number 6 from Lockport, Julius Williams. Also from Lockport, wearing number 8, Ricky May. From Williamsville South, number 10, Jeremy Matute. From Canisius High School, number 11, Wiskin Whited. Number 12 from Williamsville East, Austin D'Amico. From Star Point, number 13, Mike Dumont. From Kenmore East, number 14, Marcus Diaz. Wearing number 16, from Medina, Tyler Chin. Number 20, from Kenmore West, Colton Lo Cicero. Number 21, from Clarence High School, James Brooks. From St. Joe's, number 22, Jack Carey. From Newfane High School, number 23, Andrew Lusinski. From McKinley High School, number 25, Sammy Moss. From Williamsville North, number 26, Michael Catanzano. Number 33, from Sweet Home, Jalen Gaines. Number 44, from Clarence, Jason Sage. From Grand Island, number 49, Lucas Siebert. Wearing number 50, from Wilson High School, Ben Mahar. Number 54, from Newport, Evan Maciejewski. Number 55, from Grand Island, Joe Siebert. Number 56, from Hutchjack, Ivory Carter. From Canisius High School, number 65, Andrew Cisco. High School, number 70, James Griffo. Number 71 from St. Joe's, Sean Carey. Number 72 from Albion, Cameron Bell. Tonawanda, number 73, R.J. Wolcott. Number 79 from Newfane, Michael Farmer. Number 81 from Burgard High School, Lothario Ross. And wearing number 94 from Williamsville East, Dan Cannon. Now for the South team, their head coach is Glenn Graham from Cleveland Hill High School. The South are wearing the white jerseys with the red numbers. Glenn's coaching staff includes Dan Russell, the head coach from Lakeshore, Charles Barth, assistant coach from Cleveland Hill, Nick Todaro, the head coach from Maryvale, and Jim Marino, the head coach from West Seneca East. And now for your South Team All-Stars. From Hamburg, number 1, Joshua Hine. From Orchard Park, number 2, Aiden Dempsey. From South Park High School, number 3, Keith Jackson. From St. Mary's of Lancaster, wearing number 4, Jaquan Manuel. From Health Sciences Charter School, number 5, Mackay Bridgers. Number 7, from Silver Creek, Forestville, Hunter Prinsbach. From Frontier High School, number 10, Matthew Suzuki. From West Seneca East, number 13, Brady Fries. From Lakeshore High School, number 15, Ian Gaskin. Wearing number 18 from Springville Griffith, Alex Elkins. Number 21 from Iroquois, Blake Nolan. Number 22 from Springville Griffith, Eric Pruitt. From CSP, number 23, John Slavic. Number 24 from Orchard Park, Thomas Sullivan. Number 28 from Cleveland Hill, Nathan Cummings. Number 34 from Depew, Ethan Westfield. Number 42 from Maryville, Nicholas Mays. From Chickamauga, number 44, Isaiah Sharp. Number 47 from St. Francis, Connor Black. Number 49 from JFK, Santino Armini. From Cleveland Hill, number 51, Joshua LaCourse. Number 52 from Depew, Logan Schwartz. Number 54 from Orchard Park, Eric Deese. From West Seneca West, number 55, Mike Witt. From South Park High School, number 57, Mark Von Fluitt. From Frontier High School, number 59, Ryan Bednash. Number 62 from Lancaster, Josh Jelinek. From Silver Creek, Forestville, number 64, Gabriel Metzger. And wearing number 81 from West Seneca West, Julian Maloney. And now we are proud to welcome Gabriella Galante to sing tonight's national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see? I'll be joined tonight by Bud Bailey. We'll have Frank Wolf and Francis Beck down on the field. And our man Tim Gardner running the board up here in the press box at South. We're glad you could join us for the 45th annual Kensington Lions All-Star Game. This game was not played last year because of the pandemic. We have the officials for tonight's game. Referee John Drobitz, umpire Brian Mayday, linesman Tony Marabella, line judge Dale Musson, side judge is Steve Hanukkah, field judge is Al Fuller, and the back judge is Ken Eddings. But this is one of those unusual football games. It's the recently graduated seniors. We've got some different rules, and it's your basic football all-star game, besides a couple of rule changes.
Well, first and foremost, Stu, it's nice that the game is being played at all because we're not used to having our routine disrupted, and last year the COVID-19 wiped the game out, as we know. So we have to go back to 2019 for version, and it's the high school season, football season was somewhat completed. We didn't go have state playoffs in the spring, but this is a sign we're headed on the back to normal, and I think we're all happy about that. But you're right, there are a few rule changes that we'll get into during the course of the game, and it's a really nice moment for the seniors as they get ready to go off to college and the rest of their lives, that they can play football one more time in front of family and friends. So good crowd is out to say goodbye to them, and we'll go from here.
You were mentioning something about vaccination for the players. What was that story?
Every player and coach on the team had to be vaccinated in order to play. If you were not willing to do that, you were excused from the game. So there are no worries about that issue, more or less, as far as we know in this game.
Should we read anything into the fewer? It seems like there are fewer players on the sidelines than in past years.
I think it may be luck. I'm not that familiar with the history of the game in that sense, but some guys are going to go on to play Division I football and might have other commitments in those terms. And others might just have other things going on. It's obviously a strange year for everybody in every part of life in terms of scheduling. So they've still got about 29 to 35 players, depending on the side, and that may mean we're going to see some guys go both ways occasionally.
Well, the coin has been tossed at midfield. The North team in the dark blue jerseys and white pants will receive. The South is on the far side of the field there in the white. And Tim was just telling me something really interesting about the helmets. They're not wearing their own school's helmets because the season ended so late. So I guess they had to do repairs on those helmets, or they had to do conditioning on those helmets. So we've got a lot of different style of helmets. So the South is getting ready to kick off to the North. We're at Williamsville South.
They've got to knock out those dents from the regular season.
Yes.
Stu.
Yes, they do.
It is a contact sport.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Zion Page and Wiskin Whitehead. Page from Niagara Falls, Whitehead from Canisius are the deep men as South prepares to kick off. And doing the kicking for the South team will be John Swabek out of CSP. And we're underway. The kick is short. It'll bounce, and it picked up by Page. And he comes to the near side, and he's finally brought down at about the 25-yard line. That one bounced. Page picked it up and ran it back. As I might have mentioned, we'll hear from Frank Wolf and Francis Beck on the sidelines during the game. And so now the North will have it 1st and 10. The quarters in this game are 15-minute quarters instead of the usual 12. And I believe the final 2 minutes of each half is a normal clock. Other than that, I think, except when on the change of possession, it's kind of like a running clock. And let's see who we've got here for the North. Justin Goldsmith from Niagara Falls is the quarterback, and the ball is loose on the ground, and they're going to call that an incomplete pass.
It was something of a forward lateral in that it was a shovel passed forward to the man in motion, and he couldn't come up with it smoothly. It hit the ground, and that stopped the play right there. So
it'll be 2nd down and 10. The clock has stopped, so maybe I had it wrong about that. I thought that's what one of the officials told me before the game. So Goldsmith at quarterback takes the snap, He bounces it off the turf, and that was intentional. Picking it up is Lafario Ross out of Burgard, and he's tackled for no gain at all.
That was a deliberate trick play, and you're going to see those tonight. Both coaches have promised that they'll empty the playbook out a little bit and have some fun with this, but it was a deliberate lateral that hit the ground first, hoping to freeze the defense, but the defense didn't fall for it.
So I think maybe he lost a yard. His third lost 4 yards, so there should be 3rd and 14 from the 21. And here's Goldsmith looking to throw. He throws, tipped, and incomplete. And it'll be a 3 and out for the North to get the game started. And they'll have to punt the ball away. Aiden Dempsey from the South team breaking up the pass play.
As we said, Stu, this is the All-Star game. Everybody's here to have fun and enjoy themselves, so why not throw a little razzle-dazzle in it? We're going to be seeing it throughout.
No doubt. There's nothing like razzle-dazzle.
You can throw that lateral off the ground on an artificial surface. It's the real stuff that you cause problem with the funny bounces.
Looks like Goldsmith is back to punt.
Okay. Yeah, right after the punt. Don't hang up. Don't hang up.
Goldsmith gets the punt away. It's a really good kick. High punt. It'll be caught and hit immediately as he caught the punt was Santino Aramini. South ball at about their own 42-yard line, and we're going to go down to Francis Beck on the sidelines. Go ahead, Francis.
I'm sorry. Stu Budd, Francis Beck here, Western New York Athletics. I'm with Len Thornton, who leads this game right now. Of course, Milton Dickerson passed away a few years ago. Len has graciously taken over this game. So, Len, I imagine losing last year because of everything that happened with the pandemic, this has got to be special to have this.
Absolutely. To go a whole year without this game, it's never happened. We've been running this every year since 1976. And obviously, a world pandemic is what it took to bring it to a halt. But we're very glad to be back. We weren't sure we could pull it off this year, but the pieces fell together, and we're really glad to be here.
Before we get into this year's game, last year you guys didn't have a game, but you did, have rosters. What's your message to those guys who couldn't play last year, but you still wanted to recognize them?
We felt really bad for all the all-stars, all the great players who have played football their whole life to not be able to be showcased in this elite event. So we thought the least we can do is pick honorary rosters, list them out. We had hoped to have them back here and honor them in person. That wasn't doable, but we're holding options open for the future. Maybe next year we'll invite them all back for halftime and give them the recognition they deserve. But we wish them the best in their college careers right now.
And I know this year has still had some special challenges. Just walk me through some of the maybe extra things you had to go through this year to make it happen than in years past.
Well, obviously the county requirements were a big thing, and then the vaccinations came out. We didn't decide to try and put this game on until March 19th, and then it was a very busy 4 months after that. We usually plan about 8 or 9 months for this game, so everything was very compressed and very stressful. But we got all the kids vaccinated before practice. We didn't want it to have a quarantine shut us down and kill the game. And we were able to do that, and we're here today. So things fell into place, and we're very glad to be here.
All right, well, Len, thank you for doing that. We're going to send it back because I know they're moving along here. Stu, Bud, back to you.
Thank you, Francis. Well, while Francis was doing that, Wisked Whitehead of Canisius intercepted the Brady Fry's pass, and Ricky May just ran for 6 yards, and the North has the ball again. Goldsmith, the pass is intended for Marcus Diaz out of Kenmore East, but he drops it, goes off his hands, and that will bring up 3rd down and 4 at the 43-yard line. So there was a turnover during that interview, and once again the North has the ball. And now they face another 3rd down situation.
Stu, the two coaches had a week of practice for this, and I guess the offense was installed on day one. They didn't have a whole lot of time to work together, so it may be an interesting evening just from that standpoint.
Well, it's a challenge to put an offense in, and Goldsmith's going to keep this one himself. And he's very close to a first down. I think that was Tyrell Laws out of Sweet Home who took that snap. And see if he's got the first down or just short.
He's a yard short.
So now Goldsmith comes back in, and it looks like the North is going to go for it. 4th and 1 at the South 40-yard line.
Because nobody came here to see a punt, Stu.
Tell that to Doug Marone, would you? That was a great setup. Thank you, bud.
We'll be here all week.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. 12:53 to go in the first quarter. No score. The handoff. The ball's loose on the ground, and South will take over as they recover the fumble. So it'll be 1st and 10 South. So each team has turned it over once.
A very compact formation. The play just never developed with a bad handoff. And I guess you expect that in All-Star games.
All-Star games.
Yep.
I think, the All-Star game I was thinking about for some odd reason not long ago was remember when the college All-Stars played the NFL champions?
Oh, yeah.
And there's a run. Good run, and coming to the outside and still on his feet is Keith Jackson out of South Park. He is explosive.
The Buffalo News Player of the Year. It's our first look at him, and he has been worth the price of admission all season.
And the reason that ended because it was in a big thunder and lightning storm, that college All-Star game.
Right, that was the last one.
It was like 1973. We're showing our age. Well, 1st and 10 for the South. Fries throws to the near side. It's caught and spun out of bounds is John Swabik out of CSP. So another gain there. Short gain, I believe, but a gain nonetheless. Bring up 3-yard gain, bring up 2nd and 7. Brady Fries in at quarterback from West Seneca East. And he will hand it off and going straight up the gut and getting the first down. I believe that was Makai Bridges from Health Sciences. And let's see if they give him the first down or not. Now it's 3rd and short from the 29-yard line. The South going toward the end zone. That's right behind the school. We got our first flag of the game, and it looks like the North has jumped off sides. And there's the call, and that will give the South team a first down as the drive continues. Then we'll take the ball down to the 24-yard line of the North. And there's a pitch to the far side. And trying to turn the corner, and he gets good yardage down to about the 10-yard line as Makai Bridges out of Health Sciences.
Let's see where they spot it. Like the way he turned the corner there, Stu.
He's quick.
Yeah.
And that is a first down. Let's see what so it's 1st and goal from the 9-yard line for the South team in the white uniforms. Fries out of the shotgun. Looks to throw one way. Now he's going to tuck it and run it. And he'll get maybe 3 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and goal. Looked like he wanted to throw it to Keith Jackson and then decided not to. And
yeah, there's a defensive end right in his face, and he decided discretion was the better part of valor by running for his life and picking up a few yards.
Gain
of one at least.
2nd and goal. And there's the handoff, and going nowhere as the North defense stiffens and stuffs the running play to Jackson. Keith Jackson out of South Park is headed to SUNY Brockport in the fall. Bring up 3rd and goal for the South team. 10:25 and counting here to go in the scoreless first quarter. On a beautiful night for just about anything here at Williamsville South. This could be a direct snap. Nope. And there's a handoff and going up the middle and stopped just short of the end zone.
About the 2-yard line, it looks like.
It's a first down.
No, it was first and goal, so.
That's
It was
right.
third and goal.
Right. Was that Julian Maloney? Because I don't see an 88 on the South Club roster. Well, here we go. 4th and goal. And the snap, and the North holds. They stuff them. It'll be first down North. So the the North will take over at about their own 1-yard line.
It was a fake field goal attempt on a direct snap, and they tried to run up the middle and found no spot, no yardage.
Got nothing in hand to like it. Well, Goldsmith comes back out at quarterback for the North. Al McDuffie in the backfield with him. They're 1st and 10 from their own 3. The handoff goes to McDuffie, and he'll get 2 hard-earned yards, maybe. He's going straight up the middle there. I'm going to call it a 3-yard gain. That's Paul Peck, is the familiar voice on the PA, longtime WIVB sportscaster.
You allowed to talk to him now?
Of course. Hey, Paul, like us, is another SU guy.
Yeah.
So it'll be 2nd down and 7 from the 6. Goldsmith will hand it off, and McDuffie's not going anywhere that time.
Good penetration by the line there. He had really no place to go.
So it'll bring up 3rd down. Maybe they lost a yard. 3rd and 7 from the 5-yard line. Goldsmith rolls to the right. He's in trouble. He throws to the near side. Incomplete. Intended for Lafario Ross out of Burgard, but now the North will punt out of its own end zone after they stopped the South at the 1-yard line. But we're unable to move the ball. So Nathan Cummings from Cleveland Hill is going back deep to return the punt. Goldsmith, I believe, will be doing the punting. He will punt from his own end zone. The special teams in these games can often be an adventure. And the snap, the kick. It's a short punt. It's going to bounce at about the 39-yard line. Takes a south bounce, but North will down it at the North 42-yard line. R.J. Walcott from Tonawanda will down the football, be 1st and 10 for the South at the 40-yard line of the North. So the South getting some good field position to start this drive. And the fact that the South really moved the ball last time, but couldn't quite punch it in.
Did pick up a couple first downs. They don't waste that much time between possessions, do they?
No. And there's a handoff and running hard but not getting anywhere is Keith Jackson out of South Park. It'll be 2nd and 9. Brady Fry is still at quarterback. John Swabek also in the game. And there's a handoff to Swabek, and he's going nowhere. Excuse me, that was Nathan Cummings. And he might have lost a yard. Wasn't really going anywhere there, bud.
Not much room.
Hey, how much fun did you have being an official scorer for the Red Sox Blue Jays games? I mean, hey, people.
I wasn't an official scorer, but I worked 2 of them.
Did you?
And one of them was rained out.
Oh. People need to know Bud's a lifelong Boston Red Sox fan.
It was a bit of it's a bit of a strain. You feel the pressure to work the clock on those situations. I did write a long article about it that people can find online.
Well, where online?
That's right. When they're done with this, they can move over to buffalosportspage.com.
All right, 3rd down and 10 here for the South. Fries rolling to the far side. Throws incomplete over the head of Swabek on the far side, and it'll be 4th down for the South. Now they're at their north 40-yard line. So I was hoping they'd go for it, but it looks like they're going to line up and punt. I mean, it's an all-star game, right?
Yeah. 4th and 10's a long way. You might as well try and pin them deep.
Well, yeah, but it'd be more fun to see a trick play here. Don't you think?
Of course.
Yes, of course we think that. We're not coaching.
That's right. We don't care who wins. We just want an exciting game.
I'm sure we're going to get that. McDuffie is the deep man for the North. He's back at the end zone. There's a high snap. The kick is away. It'll take a bounce and it'll be downed by the South at about the 6-yard line by Connor Black out of St. Francis. So it'll be 1st and 10 North. North has not had field position by any stretch of the imagination. Tim, Frank and Francis will let us know when they have somebody else, yes? I also want to remind everybody that Mike Torillo, the head coach of Williamsville East football and hockey, will join us at halftime and stay with us throughout the 3rd quarter. So we're looking forward to seeing Mike. 1st and 10 for the North from the 8-yard line. Aiden Ostrowski from Williamsville South. I thought I saw number 4 out there.
Yes, he is next to number 1.
And now we have Tyrell Laws at quarterback, so Tyrell might get this series, and he's going to keep it himself. And he's going to get some hard-earned yards, 3, maybe 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
One thing to note, Stu, on the punt, I noticed there was no rush whatsoever, and I think the punter could have easily taken off and gotten a 1st down in that situation. So if we noticed it, I bet you other people did.
Yes, I put that down in the notes column for the next punt.
At least send a couple guys there, keep them honest.
Yes. So Laws from Sweet Home, and he'll head to Brockport in the fall, which is rapidly approaching. And once again, Laws will keep it himself. He's trying to go up the middle. Some good hard running there. And he's still short of the 1st down, but got a couple more yards. So it'll be 3rd down for the North team. Tyrell Laws at quarterback. And now Laws comes out and Goldsmith comes back in. Julius Williams out of Lockport into the game at one of the wide receiver spots. McDuffie in the backfield with Goldsmith. Goldsmith throws, caught, nice throw and catch, and he's got some running room and knocked down just inside the 40-yard line is Jack Carey out of St. Joe's. Goldsmith put some mustard on that fastball, and Carey hauled it in and got a 1st down out to about the 37-yard line. Good gain and a 1st down for the North, and now Laws will come back in at quarterback.
Just an excellent throw because he didn't have much space to put the ball, and it was right on target and caught him in stride so that the St. Joe's player could advance even further to get the 1st down.
Well, Laws is back in at quarterback. McDuffie stays at running back. He's split out to the near side. No one in the backfield with Laws. Carey comes in motion. Got a whistle and a flag, and is that going to be a false start on the North team?
Illegal procedure.
Yeah. And there's the call. Back in the day, it was never a false start. It was always illegal procedure. But then in the modern world, it became a false start.
I think they made it 2 different penalties.
But the signal's the same.
Yeah.
So it'll be 1st and 15 now from the 32-yard line for the North. Laws remains in at quarterback. And Laws will keep it himself, running to the right side. He's got some running room, and he'll get it back out to about the 42-yard line. And I honestly couldn't tell if that was supposed to be a fake handoff or if he was supposed to hand it off there.
I thought it was not going to be a handoff, but it still got juggled a little bit, and Laws took off and showed a lot of strength and speed rounding the corner to get 9 yards.
2nd and 5 from the 41-yard line for the North. Goldsmith back into the game. So it seems that Goldsmith is going to do most of the throwing so far. Carey goes in motion. We have flags for the second time in this drive. And it's a false start, illegal procedure on the North. And I don't know if it's the same thing, but the play started the same way with Carey going in motion. So I don't know if the penalty was on him or someone flinched on the offensive line. Well, now it'll be 2nd and 11 from the 36-yard line. Goldsmith throws to the near side. It is caught, and with plenty of room to run and into the South Territory is Julius Williams out of Lockport. He's all the way down to about the 39-yard line. Let's see exactly where they spot it. It's in South Territory. That's the deepest penetration the North has had tonight. There's another flag and a holding penalty on the North, and, boy, that's another hallmark of games like this is penalties, and that's a big one.
Oh, yeah, because it was an excellent throw and catch, and he had lots of room down the sideline to operate, but it's coming back after a 14-yard gain.
Take the ball all the way back to the North 40-yard line, where they'll replay 2nd down, except it'll be 2nd. And 2nd and 10, according to the scoreboard.
Right from the spot of the foul.
Now it says 2nd and 7 up there. So Laws is back in at quarterback with McDuffie in the backfield. Man in motion, no flags yet. And it's Laws, fakes the handoff, cuts to the near side, now to the far side, gets outside, turns the corner, and is knocked out of bounds at about the 40-yard line. Did I see another flag fly? Yeah, there it is at the North 42-yard line. So I wonder if that's coming back. These penalties have been a run of penalties on the North team here. Holding against the North. Oh, my. That's back-to-back big gains wiped out by penalties. Now, like I said, in games like this, penalties play a huge role because they haven't really had much time to practice. Would they have a week?
Yeah. Exactly right.
Even if they're doing 2-a-days, just not a lot of time to get ready to play a game. So now, 2nd and down.
Looks like about 13.
I'll go with you, bud. Scoreboard says 12. I'll go with you, 13.
It might be 12.
Trying to help you out here.
I know. I appreciate that, but accuracy is the goal here.
Yeah, all right. Goldsmith in the shotgun. Throws to the near side, and it goes off the hands and is dropped by Wiskin Whitehead out of Canisius. Canisius, one of the high schools that will have a new head coach this fall.
And practice has already started because I was talking to Paul Bergio from Clarence, and he said he had the practice with the All-Stars at one point in the afternoon on Monday, and then the Clarence regular varsity was coming out right afterwards for its practice. So double duty for these guys.
They must have changed the rules for when the official practice can start, because usually it's like the 2nd or 3rd week in August when the teams can technically, officially practice. 3rd and 12 from the 35. Goldsmith back to pass. He's under pressure. He spins away from a tackler, still on his feet, and is brought down at about the 33-yard line for a loss, and that will bring up 4th down. And the North will punt it away. Unfortunately for the North, penalties killed that drive. I mean, they had 2 gains of, 20-plus yards into South Territory, wiped out by back-to-back holding penalties. So Goldsmith will punt it away. And back deep, Santino Aramini. From JFK. And Goldschmidt gets the punt away. It'll bounce at about the 38. There's a good bounce for the North. And it'll finally roll to a stop and be downed at about the South 18-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the South team. We have 1:06 left in the first quarter, and we are scoreless.
Stu, I should mention, so no one gets in trouble, maybe Clarence is just coming in for a weightlifting session or something like that in the off season. It probably wasn't, come to think of it, a full workout and violating every rule in the book. So,
thank you for the clarification. I probably shouldn't have even said anything. It just occurred to me that I remember when my kids were playing high school sports, there's a day in August where
I just have to cover that.
Yes, you
first day of high school practice.
See, you would know that too.
Yeah.
Be 1st and 10 for the South at their own 19-yard line.
The rules are different during pandemics, though.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what I was thinking, honestly. So the South has the ball, and I believe that is a good run by Jackson, and that's a first down run. Nope, Mekhi Bridgers on the carry. 5 and 2, they look a lot alike. Not really. So it'll be 2nd down, or 1st and 10 from the 30.
Yep.
Bridges with an 11-yard gain for the South team.
I like the way he exploded with the ball.
He did explode, too. No doubt about that. Coming to the near side and getting about 2 yards that time. Bridges gets the short gain that time. It was a direct snap. A 5-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 5, as that might be the last play of the first quarter. Under 10 seconds to play. We'll see if they get the ball snapped. And I don't think they will. The scoreboard clock goes off. They snap it, but that will end the first quarter with the score, the North nothing and the South nothing after 1 quarter. We'll take a short break and be back right after this.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
I love being home.
At Cairo First Wellness, your health and well-being is our passion. Let us take care of you and your family like one of our own.
Cairo First Wellness Center is dedicated to providing patients long-term relief and teaching them how to continue taking care of themselves. With a blend of different techniques, services, and personalized treatment plans, we'll help you find wellness in a way that's right for you. Between chiropractic care, spinal decompression, nutritional counseling, massage therapy, custom orthotics, and more, your relief is in our hands. If twisting, popping, and cracking intimidate you, our Pro Adjuster restores the same range of motion as a physical adjustment would with gentle, repeated tapping.
Dr. Mo at Cairo First has been taking care of my back needs for the past 4 years. His staff treats you like family. I've had the traction, I've had the massage done, and every time leave here feeling fresh and brand new.
Cairo First Wellness Center. Your health and well-being. Our passion.
Hey, Stu, Bud, I'm here with Tim Delaney, head coach of South Park, although he really needs no introduction. Coach, you had probably one of the best finishes to this season, winning in overtime in the last play of the game. Are you over yet the spring and how that came to a close?
It's obviously a very exciting way to finish up an unexpected and much needed mini season there. And to be able to be here tonight to see our two guys represent the school, and obviously, two of our best that have been around. We're excited to be here, and now just excited to get the season going.
Talk about your two guys who are on the field tonight. I know I was talking to the South coaches; they were excited for both of them.
Yeah, obviously Keith Jackson. Keith Jackson was the Buffalo News Player of the Year and first team All-Western New York for 2 years in a row. And then Marquand is a first team All-Western New York 2 years in a row. And headed to Robert Morris on Division I scholarship. So I mean, those two guys, they worked extremely hard. They were 4-year program guys for us. Just so proud of them, and to be able to see them cap off their high school career by playing in the All-Star game that last year got nixed because of COVID. Is just exciting for them and exciting for our program.
Summer workouts have just begun, and season is just a few weeks away. How do you feel about August 23rd?
Oh, we're excited. We're excited at South Park. We return a lot of guys. We return our whole offensive line. We return a lot of skilled kids, and we'll have a new quarterback. So excited to see us really, get into game action and get into game prep and all those kind of things. That's going to be it's going to be fun this year. So we've had some really, really good workouts with Bennett, with Burgard, with McKinley. We got some stuff set up with West Seneca East coming up, and just excited to get to August 23rd and get started for real.
All right, Tim, thanks for joining us. Down on the sideline, Stu Bud, back to you.
Keith Jackson getting a couple of first downs while his head coach from South Park, Tim Delaney, being interviewed, and the South has the ball. 1st and 10 at the North 46-yard line in a scoreless second quarter. Fry's rolling to the right. He throws. It's caught on the far side and short of the first down on the far side. A 7-yard gain on the play. Going to be 2nd and 3 for the South team in the white. Tim Delaney coaching South Park to a New York State championship. I think it was already 6 years ago, 2015. That was one of the most fun games I was ever at, Bud, in the Carrier Dome. And it's a direct snap to Jackson. Jackson still on his feet, and he's spun around and brought down inside the 35-yard line. And that's another first down for the South. Believe it or not, Bud, I was actually trending on Twitter that day when South Park won the state title. I had a lot of fun that day.
It's downhill from there in your life, too.
I've since been removed from Twitter. Not by my choice. 1st and 10 at the 34, and I have no idea why.
Well, those illegal videos you've been posting.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
Oh, okay.
And a different running back going right up the middle, getting a first down and then some, is Mekhi Bridges. Great run right up for another first down inside the 20-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the South team. A 16-yard gain.
Say they're on the. Looks like they're on the 19.
1st and 10 for the South team, having some good success with direct snaps to the running back. And there's another one, and that's Bridges. And he'll get maybe 3 yards before being shoved back.
Do it till they stop it.
Excellent advice.
Coaches said there'd be a lot of shotgun direct snaps and then run-pass options by the players, putting them in control of the situation rather than relying on a playbook situation, which is the idea in a game like this.
You don't have enough time, really, anyway, right? So what better way to do it than that?
Yeah, the 4 preseason game rule. Or remember when they played 6?
I remember that. Yeah. And this is Jackson going to the far side, and he's going to be stopped for little or no gain, maybe even lost a yard. $9:50 to play, second quarter. Still scoreless, 0-0, the North and the South. Scoreboard says 3rd and 4 from the 13-yard line for the South. No gain on that one. Another direction. Oh, now a little razzle-dazzle there, and going up the middle and getting the, looks like he's got another first down for the South.
I believe it was Cummings that wound up with the ball and going forward.
Little razzle-dazzle there.
Hill.
And Nathan Cummings out of Cleveland Hill gets the first down, and it's 1st and goal from the 5-yard line for the South team. 9 minutes to play here in the second quarter. So they added a wrinkle to that one besides just the direct snap. And there's Jackson running hard and down to maybe the 2 or 3 yard line, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Nice little drive here, Stu, all on the ground.
Well, this one, where did this one start? Started at the end, toward the end of the first quarter?
18, right at the end of the first quarter.
So the North hasn't even had the ball here in the second quarter. 2nd and goal from the 3. Ball is dropped in the backfield. Looks like North falls on it. The snap was a little high, went off the hands of either the quarterback or the running back, and the North will recover the fumble. And it'll be 1st and 10 North, and South has that long drive and comes away empty-handed. Tough break there for the South.
A 7-minute drive just goes up in smoke on the bad snap.
I think was that Jackson that tried to catch it but couldn't bring it in? You couldn't see either, could you? And you got binoculars.
It's a long way away.
Well, either way, it's 1st and 10 for the North squad. Goldsmith in at quarterback. They are at their own 11-yard line. Goldsmith looks to pass. He throws, overthrown, incomplete. And that was one of those plays where the communication between the quarterback and the wide receiver, they just didn't have enough time to practice that, is what that looked like. I believe that was intended for Jack Carey out of St. Joe's. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Second down and 10 for the North squad at their own 11-yard line. Goldsmith. He'll hand it off that time and getting some short yardage. Ricky May out of Lockport. Gain of 3, so it'll be 3rd and 7. See if the North can get a first down here. Don't know how many they have, but I'm guessing the South has a few more first downs than the North after that long 7-minute drive that they came up empty on. Turned it over inside the 5.
2 first downs for the North.
I knew you would know. Thank you.
That's why I keep notes.
Goldsmith looks to throw. He throws. Almost caught, almost intercepted, and falls incomplete. Marcus Diaz, the intended wide receiver there, and that'll bring up 4th down, and the North will punt it away. So North goes 3 and out, and they still only have the 2 first downs.
South has 8.
Thank you. So once again, Goldsmith will be punting. This time he's punting from his own 2-yard line. He's got the snap and the punt. That's a high punt, great punt. It'll bounce on the other side of the 50, but take a south bounce. It bounced on the opposite side of the 50, bounced all the way back to about the 46-yard line where North downed it, and South will have the ball 1st and 10. So the South getting a break on that punt.
Looked like one of your 7-irons, Stu. Coming into the green, we'll spin back towards the cup.
Yeah, right. Obviously, you've never seen me hit a golf ball.
Actually, I have not.
Because, believe me, I couldn't come close to doing that no matter how many times I tried. 1st and 10 for the South at the 46-yard line of the North. Brady Fries from West Seneca East still in at quarterback for the South. South in the all-white, the North in the dark blue jerseys. Fries hands it off, and that's Jackson. He got some good yardage, and he's finally tripped up on the near side after a gain of about 5 yards.
Nice tackle in the open field by Mike Dumont of Star Point.
He was able to get his arm out and tackle him. 2nd and 7 after the gain of 3. 6:50 to play, second quarter. North 0, South 0. Scoreless game so far.
Has there ever been a scoreless game here?
That one. This is the 45th one.
I hope not.
And it's a keeper by the quarterback, and he's stopped short of the first down, but it looks like he got to within a yard of it. Fries from West Seneca East. He's one of those quarterbacks that wears the number 13. Third and 4 for the South. And there's the handoff to Jackson, and he's stuffed, sent back for a big loss on the play. Loss of about 4 yards all the way back to the 44-yard line.
They'll spot it at the 42, but it's still 4th and about 7.
Big play there by
6.
Big play there by Sean Carey out of St. Joe's to shove him back. And it looks like the South is going to go for it here on 4th. It is 4th down. They're going for it. At least they're lined up to go for it. Scoreboard had 3rd down up there, still does, but the down marker on the far side as Fries rolls to the right. Looks to throw. He throws. It's caught. Touchdown South. A 42-yard touchdown connection. John Swabek catches the touchdown. He went up and got it and pulled it in after a nice throw on the run from Fries, and South takes a 6-0 lead here with 5:17 to play in the second quarter.
There goes our scoreless tie. Sensational catch by Swabek.
Good run after the catch, too, but you're right. That was a great catch. And the South will try to make it 8-0 here. And sometimes in games like this, the first touchdown opens up a lot of scoring. And there's a pass to the far side of the end zone, caught for the 2-point conversion. Little razzle-dazzle on the play there. And the South takes an 8-0 lead.
Coming to Swabek for on a double handoff pass off of it.
Well, it certainly worked.
A flea flicker. Let's keep it simple.
Okay, I can understand that. Nice play. He was wide open in the end zone too. Yeah, it was almost one of those situations he might have been too wide open.
Oh no, I got to think about it.
Yeah, those are dangerous. So the South will kick it off to the North. The South has broken the ice and scored first, leading 8-0 with 5:17 to play here in the second quarter. Stu Boyer along with Bud Bailey.
One thing that struck me, Stu, when I was looking over the rosters, where for the South has many of Western New York's best linemen. Eric Deitz is a first-team All-Western New Yorker. Marquand Fluid, a first-team All-Western New Yorker. Second-team Ryan Bednaz from Frontier. These are large gentlemen, and they're all winding up in the South. It looks like in the trenches, the South has a big advantage in that sense in terms of talent and size, and we'll see if that comes out to be a factor the rest of the way.
It's a short kick by Swabek, and the North will get great field position at about their own 42-yard line on the short kickoff. Looked like Aiden Ostrowski out of Williamsville South, number 4, caught that and ran it back. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the North, trailing 8-0. Good point about the offensive lineman, Bud.
It's always fun, Stu, when a unexpected guy gets a kickoff return and you look at the end of the season stats and there's a 280-pound wedge buster who has a return for 3 yards or something like that. And it's like, well, that couldn't have been planned.
Tyrell Law is in at quarterback. And he will hand it off, and going nowhere is Jack Carey out of St. Joe's. Boy, the South sniffed that one out pretty quickly, didn't they?
To stretch the line out, and he really just ran out of room to go around the corner. Never got there.
A 4-yard loss on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 14. You never want to start a drive with a negative play, but the North will just simply have to try to overcome that. There's Law. He's back to pass. He's got some time. He throws. Caught wide open at the south 40-yard line. Wiskin Whitehead out of Canisius with the catch for the first down for the North.
Laws did a nice job of waiting for that play to develop, sat back and had the time, and then just a little flip pass over the defensive arms.
Looked for a second like he might pull it down and run, but he waited long enough, as you said, to make the throw. And there's a handoff to May. No, it's a down the far sideline, inside the 20-yard line goes Jack Carey. I got fooled badly on that one, and it's another first down for the North.
Well, you weren't alone, Stu, because the South defense was pretty well fooled on the play. We were at the 19-yard line.
Great gain there, about a 20-yard gain. North trying to tie this one up. Aiden Ostrowski from South in the backfield here with Tyrell Laws. And Laws is going to keep it himself, coming to the near side, still on his feet, inside the 15, and dragged down at about the 12-yard line, and he stayed in bounds. So the clock will continue to run. 3:15 to play, 8-0 South over North. Looks like they spotted it on the 11-yard line. An 8-yard gain. Be 2nd and 2 from the 11 for Laws and the North team. 3 minutes remain in the first half. Daylight beginning to fade here at South. Laws will hands it off to May, and he'll go forward. Looks like he's got the first down, but we'll have to wait and see exactly where the spot is. And it is a first down, so it'll be 1st and goal for the North. At about the 9-yard line. And so far in this drive, Bud, the North has avoided the dreaded penalty that hurt them so badly on that last drive.
It's an easy game when you don't beat yourself.
Isn't that the truth? Laws has a word for May, the running back. The snap. And there's the handoff, and very little room to run for Ricky May. See where they spot that one.
Stu, in almost any high school sport, it's easy to notice that the team that makes the routine plays and doesn't beat itself usually wins. In baseball, it's the team that gives the opponent 3 outs, not 4 or 5. In football, it's the ones that don't get the penalties in clutch times. Basketball, the turnovers, right down the line. Bad goals in hockey.
True. You could take that to major league sports. Baseball, you and I have been lifelong baseball fans. How many times have you seen your shortstop make this unbelievable play, and then sure enough, the routine ground out, high throw, whatever. So it's an excellent point you make about the routine plays. Because we all want to see the spectacular stuff. But if you don't make those, you're not winning. So there's a timeout on the field with the score of the South 8 and the North 0 with 1:40 left in the first half. It's 2nd and goal from the 7-yard line for the North. So Tyrell Laws on this one showing his ability to throw the ball. First couple of series he didn't get a chance to throw it much, but he's thrown the ball well on this drive.
Stu, this is the first time I've been in the Williamsville South Athletic Complex since it was built. I remember interviewing Kevin Lester, who was the AD forever at South, about 4 or 5 years ago when I was working at the Buffalo News, and this was just under construction. And, of course, he couldn't wait to see it open, even though he's retiring. This was really a dream come true with all these facilities that we can see from the press box.
Well, it's a beautiful facility here. 2nd and goal from the 7-yard line. Laws at quarterback. May standing next to him in the backfield. He'll hand it to May, and May will plow forward might be inside the 5, where it'll bring up 3rd down and goal. Minute and a half left in the second quarter.
Oh, I get to say time is now a factor in the first half.
Well, back in the day, they used to call this district field.
Wow.
And because all the Williamsville schools played their football games here. Wiskin Whitehead, the girls soccer coach Kevin McNamara, I don't know if he still feels this way, but at one point he greatly preferred the grass field.
It's a slightly different game, and I was talking with a field hockey coach about that once, oddly enough, and she pointed out that on the artificial stuff, the ball goes faster and the game has to go faster, and it's almost a different skill set. Grass. The ball will roll out of bounds a lot easier than it did on the grass, so you've got to be prepared for those sorts of changes in the game.
3rd and goal from the 5 as the teams come back onto the field after the timeout. May is in the backfield with Laws. See what the North decides to do here. 3 wide receivers to the left. Laws throws to the corner of the end zone. Incomplete. Intended for Mike Dumont out of Star Point. He went up and tried to bring it in, but he couldn't quite do it, and it'll be 4th and goal.
And I think he was out of bounds anyways.
I think so too, but it was a
ran out of real estate.
Great effort, though.
No question. So we'll see what the North decides to do here in 4th and goal at the 7. Excuse me, the 5.
And
we'll
the North
talk about
it.
it.
The North will take another timeout here. They trail this one 8-0.
Got any good plays for us, Coach? We want to tie this game up.
Well, we are not really rooting for anything.
I'm saying that's the dialogue going on down there.
I knew that, but I wanted to make sure everybody else knew that.
Oh, fair enough. Stu, I got to tell you one story about Williamsville South, and I'm looking at the logo at center field. Several years ago, Williamsville South redid its basketball court, and when you do that, of course, you paint the logo at center court. Kevin Lester, the athletic director, is a big Yankees fan.
Oh, God.
So if you get down on your hands and knees, you will see the Yankees logo painted very, 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 very small type in the midst of the logo. He wanted a little piece of the Yankees on the court.
Well, I'm going to look for that when basketball starts. And believe me, I'm going to let him hear about that. 4th and goal from the 5 for the North team. Thank you, bud. I did not know that. Interesting. You gave away his secret.
Maybe you can paint a Guardians logo on next year.
That works for me. 4th and goal. Mays gets the snap. Throws on the far side. It is caught for a touchdown on the far side by Carey. I don't see any flags, so it will stand, and it's an 8-6 game as the North gets on the scoreboard with the 5-yard pass on 4th and goal from the 5 from Mays to Carey.
Well, Carey was wide open. It was just a matter of flipping the ball and getting it to him, but he had all sorts of space in the corner of the end zone, and he just had to basically fall over the pylon to get the 6 points. So we're a 2-point conversion away from a tie game.
Well, Goldsmith comes back to take Law's place here. Looks like they're going to go for 2. And we'll see how this plays out. It's 8-6 South with 53 seconds left in the first half. Ostrowski in the backfield. And Goldsmith will go under center. Will take the snap. And the ball is fumbled. Picked up and run in for the touchdown by May. Excuse me, the 2-point conversion, not the touchdown. And we're all tied up at 8. Now,
I think that was a fumble.
Been a trick play.
I think that was a fumble Ruski.
Yeah,
where you drop the ball on the turf and someone comes along from the side, picks it up, and scampers around the end.
That was my next question for you. I called it a fumble, but I'm like, that just might have been a trick play. Good timing there and good entertainment. So it's 8-8 with 53 seconds left in the first half. All the scoring pretty late here in the second quarter. Both teams with long and impressive drives to get their points. Stu Boyer.
Now, if it was a fumble, we'll never know it now.
Well,
no one will admit that now.
Yeah, that's
just the way we drew it up.
Yeah, that is the truth. That is the beauty of sport. There's some things we'll never really know. Stu Boyer, along with Bud Bailey, Tim Gardner, Frank Wolf, and Francis Beck, will be joined shortly by Williamsville East head football and hockey coach Mike Torillo. Looking forward to seeing Mike and hearing what he has to say. So the North will line up to kick it off. Wiskin Whited from Canisius will apparently kick this one off.
Think Mike will know any goalies that could play for the Sabres next year?
Well, they got to get somebody to play goal. And the kick is bounced on the turf. Oh, it's touched by a South player. Ball is loose, fallen on by the South player. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the South team. Santino Aramini eventually fell on the ball. It'll be 1st and 10 for the South squad at their own 30-yard line.
So now comes the age-old question. Less than a minute to go, tie score in your own 30. Do you try to do something?
I hope
or
so.
Or do you just run out the clock?
Well, I hope they throw it downfield. But then again, I'm not coaching, so. And the ball is thrown, and it is caught, and stepping out of bounds after making the catch is John Swabeck out of CSP. So Fries did put the ball in the air. We're going to have a halftime show. Did I read that correctly? Can I see that again, please, Tim? Thank you, Tim Gardner, our man, letting me know what's going on. There's a halftime ceremony. We'll do some cheerleader stuff at the half and some interviews. And we'll take a break at the end of halftime, and when they come back, it'll be Frank Wolf and Francis Beck down on the field for you.
Ceremony isn't for us?
No, I'm afraid not.
Okay.
And here's Fries throwing to the near side. It is caught and hit immediately, and knocked down is Joshua Hine out of Hamburg High School. Looks like he's short of a first down, too.
He got 3 yards, so we'll have 3rd and 4. Pass before that was actually deflected by the defensive lineman, and it was still caught by Swybeck.
And there's a timeout on the field. 37 seconds left in the first half. Tied at 8. Wonder if we'll see one of those flea flickers trying to go long. I mean, we saw one for the 2-point conversion for the South team. We'll see if somebody tries something similar for a bit of a longer play. This game usually, at least when I was working at Channel 2, marked the official start of the high school football season. And these are the seniors who just graduated and are off to college in the fall. And what we would do when we'd come to this game, we'd shoot the game, but we would often set up a tent and interview coaches for on air on the webpage, and that worked out really well. And there's a delayed draw, and the North is not fooled. They sniff it out. And Jackson is stuffed. And now the North takes a timeout. With it should be 4th down. So we always knew that, and there's certain events that go on. The Bills Star Training Camp, that was the biggest. The Porter Cup, won by Ben Reichert last week. An East Amherst kid. Yeah, it was great. And the Porter Cup and high school sports for the fall getting started right around the same time frame. So it was a lot to cover.
That's why you TV guys made the big bucks.
Yeah, right. In what universe do you live? Going back deep for the punt is Al McDuffie out of Bennett High School. And South lines up to punt it away. And Fries punts it. It bounces. McDuffie grabs it at the 25, comes to the near side, and dances away and out of bounds from a couple of tacklers where the North will have it. 1st and 10 with 22 seconds remaining here in the second quarter with the game all tied up at 8.
I do remember, Stu, in high school, the season ends in early June, and you've got almost 2 months of taking vacation and working in the office, and suddenly the first day of high school football practice starts, and you got to start thinking about previews and collecting information. It's like a sledgehammer to you.
Yes.
It's like, wow.
Well,
I was going so well there.
Well, and the only time that you and I would see each other would be the Subaru 4-mile chase. in between all that stuff, right? Which usually happens sometime in July.
Third Friday in July, except for the last 2 years.
Which is really unfortunate.
Yeah.
That's a great race.
He'll be back.
And here's Goldsmith, tries to keep it himself and does some hard running. And he got maybe a yard or two at the most. 10 seconds left in the first half. That might be the last play of the first half. The North is going to line up and perhaps try to get another play off, but I don't think it's going to happen. One. And that'll do it for the first half. Let's make sure that that's the end of the first half. That'll do it. At halftime, it is the North 8 and the South 8. We're going to take a break here, and when we come back, Frank Wolf and Francis Beck will be on the field with some interviews. There'll also be a bit of a halftime show, and eventually Mike Turillo will join us, and we'll keep you posted on all of that. So at halftime, it is the North 8 and the South 8, and we'll see you after this short break.
Being home.
There's nothing better than owning the perfect house to come home to. You've earned it, and we'll make it happen. Our local real estate experts and in-house team of financial professionals make buying or selling your home simple. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
I love being home.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere, covering the Bills, Sabres, Buttes, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? Or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do? Whatever motivates you, G&G Fitness Equipment is here to get you there. Treadmills, ellipticals, rowers, bikes, home gyms, and accessories. We'll pair you with the right equipment, teach you how to use it, and be there every step of your fitness journey. G&G Fitness. Your goal is our goal.
Call 8351.
All right, welcome back to the 45th Annual Kensington Lions All-Star Game right now with John Swabick of the South, Tyrell Laws of the North, both having big first halves. John, we'll start with you. All 8 points for the South team. Walk me through that 2-point conversion play.
Yeah, I was ready for someone to make some contact with me, but, I mean, their corner just let me go, so, I mean, I knew right away. I was like, this is easy money, so, yeah.
All right, Tyrell Laws, you had a passing touchdown towards the end of the half, had some big runs. What do you hope for from the second half?
Just keep on running the ball. Just keep on running the ball and making big plays, and that's it. Just run the ball and keep on running the ball because they can't stop us. I'm sorry, they can't stop.
All right, sounds good, guys. All right, we'll be back with more coverage from Leesville South. You're watching the 45th Annual Kensington Lions All-Star Game.
All right. Okay, we got to run out here. For Dick Gallagher. Oh. You got to hold your microphone out, Francis.
During his career, Gallagher collected countless honors and awards. His amazing career was suitably recognized, having been inducted into multiple halls of fame. The University of Buffalo Athletics Hall of Fame in 2009, Lackawanna Sports Hall of Fame, Haverly High School Hall of Fame, Amherst Avenue of Athletes, and most notably his enshrinement in the Greater Buffalo Sports Hall of Fame in 2003 and the Section 6 Hall of Fame in 2016. Recently, at the 2019 Kensington Lions All-Star High School Football Classic, he was selected as the inaugural recipient of the Dick Gallagher Legacy Award, given to individual who provides contributions to Western New York high school athletics. In the words of his twin brother Bob Gallagher, he was the humblest person that I ever knew. He never did anything for personal glory or recognition. He always wanted to make things better for others. Whether it was starting kids escaping drugs or with football, he treasured that time. For athletes, greatness occurs in a place and time where dreams and hard work meet. For Dick Gallagher, greatness was continually achieved over his career because of dreams, hard work, humility, and an others-centered mindset. The 45th annual 2021 Kensington Lions All-Star High School Football Classic is proudly dedicated to perhaps the greatest single advocate for Western New York athletics this area has ever witnessed, Mr. Dick Gallagher.
I don't think I'm live. On behalf of the Kensington Lions Club,
the presentation from Len Thornton, the game chairman,
his mic's
not
working.
Yeah.
You can read more about Dick Gallagher's remarkable accomplishments on pages 2 and 3 of your game program.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you.
You should go. You should take it. I'm not a son.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
I love being home. 300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere, covering the Bills, Sabres, Buttes, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
Why?
All right, I'm with Kayla Core and Shia Lowry of the South cheerleading squad. Of course, a couple years ago, they added cheerleading all-stars to this game. I know we have back here, we're going to have some cheerleaders putting on their moves. Of course, there's South squad and North squad. Girls, I'm just going to ask you one quick question. What does it mean to be an all-star?
It's a giant accomplishment to be here with these ladies after COVID and everything. It's just nice to be able to get back to normal and just do a sport that we all enjoy.
Kaylee, same question to you.
It feels great to be recognized by my school district and my team, and it's a big thanks to my coach for getting me here, and it's a great opportunity.
All right, those are your South cheerleaders tonight, so don't forget about them. All right, our coverage of the 45th Annual Kensington Lions All-Star Game continues after this.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
I love being home.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere covering the Bills, Sabres, Buttes, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? Or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do? Whatever motivates you, G&G Fitness Equipment is here to get you there. Treadmills, ellipticals, rowers, bikes, home gyms, and accessories. We'll pair you with the right equipment, teach you how to use it, and be there every step of your fitness journey. G&G Fitness. Your goal is our goal.
Call 835-WOLF. Remember, you call on the Wolf. That's all you had to say. Call today.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs. WNYathletics.com is the premier high school sports website in Western New York, providing the best sports coverage of Section 6 and Monsignor Martin leagues. Check out our page for daily game recaps and late-breaking sports news. Our online scoreboards are updated in real time. Never miss a goal or touchdown. Visit WNYathletics.com today or follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere covering the Bills, Sabres, Buttes, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? Or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do? Whatever motivates you, G&G Fitness Equipment is here to get you there. Treadmills, ellipticals, rowers, bikes, home gyms, and accessories. We'll pair you with the right equipment, teach you how to use it, and be there every step of your fitness journey. G&G Fitness. Your goal is our goal.
Call 835-WOLF. Remember, you call on the Wolf. That's all you had to say. Call today.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs. WNYathletics.com is the premier high school sports website in Western New York, providing the best sports coverage of Section 6 and Monsignor Martin leagues. Check out our page for daily game recaps and late-breaking sports news. Our online scoreboards are updated in real time. Never miss a goal or touchdown. Visit WNYathletics.com today or follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube.
I love being home.
There's nothing better than owning the perfect house to come home to. You've earned it, and we'll make it happen. Our local real estate experts and in-house team of financial professionals make buying or selling your home simple. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
I love being home.
Welcome back to Williamsville South and the 45th Annual Kensington Lions All-Star Game. Stu Boyer, Bud Bailey, Tim Gardner, Frank Wolf, and Francis Beck bringing you the game. And we're joined now by Mike Torillo, the head high school football coach at Williamsville East. Mike also still is the head hockey coach. How do you manage to coach two sports? Well, you got a family of your own. That's a lot of time.
It is a lot of time. It's challenging, but that's what I grew up doing, and for almost 30 years now. So.
Hold on a second. Tim, we're having a little problem here. I can't hear Mike.
I can't either.
So we're asking Tim for a little help here because I know that's up.
Stu, while we have a second, I should recognize that the line judge for tonight's game is Dale Musson, who has worked at WYRK forever and covered the Sabres games at home for quite a while, and one of the nicest guys in the business, and I didn't know he was a football referee in his spare time. So,
did I ever tell you how I found that out?
No.
I was shooting a St. Joe's at St. Francis game, and there was a pass interference call, and I looked through my camera, and lo and behold, I said, that looks a lot like Dale Musson. And sure enough, it was. Let's try and get Mike back on here. Let's see if I can hear you this time.
Are we on? How are we doing?
There you go. Get that microphone closer. Go ahead.
Okay. I think the question was coaching two sports.
Yes.
And, it's just something I've done all my life, and, I kind of got used to a routine, and, my wife has been give us their blessings with the kids being involved in sports. I have three boys that love to come and watch and be a part of it, so we kind of make it a family fair, and it's worked for so well for so long, so hopefully we can do it for many more years.
I was going to say, I think Chris Durr at Williamsville North coaches 3 girls sports, which probably ties the record.
Yeah, I think Chris is down to 2. He referees basketball now.
Okay.
So Mike, if you had to pick hockey or football, which one would it be?
It's a tough one. I get that question a lot because I think the football part is a lot more challenging because of the chess match. Hockey is pretty much done in practice, and it's more spontaneous. But calling a play and trying to beat the defense and know what's coming, I think that football part's a little more challenging.
How about all 3 of your boys playing quarterback over at Sweet Home? What was that like? You were the defensive coordinator over there with the late great John Fowler. What was that like watching all 3 of your boys, and you were on the other side of the ball though?
That's what probably made it work out so well because John did a great job of, helping me separate dad from coach, and he put enough on my plate with the defense that kept me busy, and he took care of the offense and took care of them, and we left the game. And this is a little advice for any parent that coaches their own kids. After the game's over, we made it a point not to bring the game up unless they brought it up. And I think it really made a great relationship between me and my kids because we didn't discuss it unless they wanted to, and we didn't overdo it, and we drew that line between father and coach.
Now, you coached in this game 4 times, you said, once when you were the head coach. What makes this game so challenging and so much fun?
Well, now the amount of practice time is very difficult. These guys trying to put an offense in 4 days and get prepared is so difficult. And, a lot of coaches have a number of different things. You're limited in the formations you can run. And, you got kids from all over that have totally different terminology that they're used to. It gives the defense, and I think you're seeing it with the play tonight, the defense has a great advantage as far as getting ready for the game.
Is there some sort of common language that you can use somewhat on play calling just so that everyone picks it up quickly? Is it, the odd and even holes that someone uses, or, colors or whatever? How difficult is that? part of it.
The most common thing is hut. How's that?
Okay.
Nowadays, all coaches have different things that they use, and you're seeing in this game here. There's 3 different offensive styles. You've seen a spread offense, you've seen a double wing, you've seen a single wing. So it's just a coach's preference, and you do the best you can to kind of simplify things for this game.
Well, the second half is underway. Goldsmith boots it, and it goes down out of the end zone for a touchback. So the South will start at their own 20-yard line. Remember, these are 15-minute quarters. Unlike the regular season where the quarters are 12 minutes, we're all tied up at 8. Both teams getting a touchdown and a 2-point conversion in the second quarter. So we'll see how the South plays it. Brady Fries from West Seneca East played the entire first half at quarterback for the South team, and looks like we've got a change. Is that
Jackson?
Matthew Suzuki from Frontier in at quarterback, is that right?
Yes.
And that was Keith Jackson for a short gain out of South Park. I saw Frontier play a couple times. Suzuki played well, and I believe he missed the game when he was hurt, and Austin Lippert played, and he played well too. So it's 2nd and 10 from the 20-yard line for the South. Suzuki awaits the snap. Been a lot of direct snaps in this game, and he will hand it off, and running hard but not getting very far is May. And it's a 3-yard gain, so it'll be 3rd down, 3rd and 7 from the 23 for the South team. Hayden Ostrowski out of Will South, playing on what was his home field for his high school days with the tackle on that one. 3rd and 7 here. And it's a running play, and it'll be stopped short of the first down, and the South will most likely punt it away. Didn't get much traction on that drive there, Mike. Some good defensive plays by the North.
Seems like it's a lot of running plays here. I'd like to see these guys air it out and have a little fun here. The All-Star game here.
You don't sound much like a coach now.
Hey, I want to see some points, right? I think that's what we're here for, right?
Yeah, so do we. McDuffie back deep for the punt. Looks like Zion Page is going to punt, if that's a 3.
Starting to get dark.
Yes, it is. Oh, punt almost blocked. It might have hit a player, and it rolls out of bounds on the North around their own 35-yard line. Be 1st and 10 for the North team, tied at 8 with 12:59 to go in the 3rd quarter.
So it comes out as a 42-yard punt with no return.
That was nearly blocked, too. Getting close to being blocked.
I had the pleasure of playing against 3 of the 4 quarterbacks in this game.
Well, pleasure, I'm sure, is in quotes.
Exactly.
And they're all-stars, right? So I think they're pretty good.
Yes, they are, yeah.
Well, let me ask, were they able to put up all-star type numbers against your squad?
They sure certainly were, yeah.
So it was not the kind of year you had hoped for.
Our season was marked by the COVID.
Yes. And on the far side, Wiskin Whitehead out of Canisius with a great run around the far side onto the other side of to South territory for a first down. No flags on that one that I can see. The North team lost 2 huge first downs in the first half. Oh, we got a holding penalty, and it's coming back. That's got to be the biggest challenge for coaches, penalties in this game, in a game like this.
They're tough. They're tough. You got guys that are playing, some are playing positions that they don't normally play. So you're asking them to do things that they don't normally do in a game. And, the kids are going to give you everything they got because they're at an all-star game. But
they push him back to the 30-yard line, 1st and 15.
You see things like that, I think.
That's the third 20-plus yard gain wiped out by a penalty for the North team. So it's 1st and 15 from the 30-yard line for the North squad. Goldsmith throws and caught and tackled almost immediately, but now he gets up. He never touched the ground. Just carry. What a great play there. Looked like he was on top of the South player, meaning he never touched the ground when he got spun around. So he makes the catch and then runs it out to about the 42 or 43-yard line. That's a great play.
Yeah, I was as surprised as you were, Stu. I thought he was certainly going down, and pops up and runs it up to the, I guess they're marking it at the 37, so it's a nice 7-yard run instead of a 5-yard loss.
It'll be 2nd down. How much fun is it, Mike, to coach a team of all All-Stars?
It's fun. It's nice when everybody wants to be there, and you have the talent that you try and figure out in 4 days of what the kids are best at. And it's some of the things you see are great.
And Goldsmith throws. It is caught, and that's another 1st down. And that's Carey again at about the 48-yard line. So Goldsmith and Carey having quite the night. Bud, you're kind of like our unofficial statistician. You have a number of catches for...
I do not.
Yeah, okay.
It's hard to catch some of the numbers.
Yes, believe me, I know. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line. We're still tied at 8 with 11:40 to go here in the 3rd quarter. We're joined by Mike Torillo, the head football coach at Williamsville East, and coach on the men's side. And Goldsmith throws, caught, Wiskin Whitehead, touchdown North. Beautiful catch and run for the touchdown, and the North takes its first lead of the night on the 51-yard pass. What a play. He was wide open, and he kind of split the seam there, hauled it in, and just outran everybody to the end zone, and it's a 14-8 lead for the North. Bit of excitement there.
Classic blown coverage right down the middle. All he had to do was catch it, and he was all alone.
So looks like the North team will go for the extra point here. Let's see how they do this. They're going to kick the extra point this time, or at least they're lined up to try kicking the extra point. Snap, put down, kick is up, and good. And with 11:24 to go in the 3rd quarter, the North leads this one 15-8. Well, Mike, honey, on a play like that, how many times do you get to practice a particular play?
They caught him in the right coverage and had the right play. That's Coach Bergeron's team.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, Mike, if you took this team and fielded it during a typical high school season, I assume it would win a divisional championship at the minimum.
I would hope so.
How far could it go? Could it, win a sectional title and move into the states?
The great part about this here is the depth you have. You're seeing kids that are playing offense and defense. In most of our programs now, we have anywhere from 5 to 7 kids that play both sides of football. And in a tough 8-game season, those kids get run out and they get beat up a little bit. And a perfect world like this, kind of like a college setting where you're playing kids in offense and defense, it'd be great. It'd be fun to coach, and especially in the teaching aspect, because in practice you'd work your defense, you work your offense. We have to alter our practices to make sure kids learn, an offense position and a defense position just because of the numbers you have. The numbers are improving, though. They're getting better. At least in our school, they are. We're up. Hopefully, it'll stay.
Why do you think numbers are down as the kickoff goes on the far side and it will roll through the end zone for a touchback?
I think specialization in some sports is one thing. A lot of kids that just, for example, might just play baseball. They have fall baseball, they have winter baseball, and then they have spring. I think that's part of years ago with the concussion issues that were going on. I I think a lot of people were scared off of the game, but fortunately now the game is being taught so much differently as far as the way you tackle without using the helmet. You're aiming with shoulders, you're driving with shoulders, and it's stressed so much from a little league all the way up that we're seeing a lot less concussions these days.
Well, that is a really, really good thing. So there's a handoff and a very short gain.
Looks like a Cummings.
Nathan Cummings on the handoff. Is Fries back in this game, or is that Suzuki from Frontier?
I'm looking off the field now, seeing like who's in charge.
Looks like Fries is back. And a direct snap is bobbled. Ball is loose and slammed down inside the 15-yard line is the South player after the bad snap. I believe that was Mekhi Bridgers. He didn't have much chance there. Jason Sage out of Clarence with the big defensive play there. They'll spot that ball at about the 14-yard line where the South team will have it on third down. Third and a long way to go. Third down. Fries back in at quarterback. And there's a direct snap to someone and a short gain, well short of the first down.
The quarterback actually faked as if the snap had gone over his head, and it was a direct snap that went elsewhere.
That'll bring up fourth down, and looks like Fries will punt it away. McDuffie coming back deep for the North squad. He'll be at about his own 40-yard line. The punt will happen at about his own 5-yard line. And the kick is short. It'll take a bounce, and at about the 50-yard line, and South will down it at the North 49-yard line, looks like, where the North will take over, leading 15-8 with 9:19 to play in the third quarter. So since that touchdown drive and the two-point conversion, the South offense has not generated much.
1-2-3 kick, two times.
Okay, that's not much. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the North team, up 15-8. Laws back in at quarterback. It seems, Mike, that there are fewer players on each team in this game, most likely pandemic related.
I think it is pandemic. When I coached a team, we had a lot of guys that if they were playing at big Division I schools, a lot of the coaches said no. And that could be an issue this year also with the college and with the late season. Some of these guys, some of the college coaches might not have wanted them to play. And also I heard that everybody for the game had to be vaccinated to
yes,
play.
That's what Bud was telling us.
They may have lost some kids because of that.
Well, at least with the kids going to the big Division I programs, you knew you weren't going to have them.
Right. For the most part, they pretty much say no because they're starting so close. So, but, you see a lot of the Buff States and the Portlands and things like that. It's a great opportunity for these guys to play and have some fun. One last high school game for them.
Penalty on that play makes it 1st and 15. And there's a handoff to May going up the middle, and he's thrown back after what looked like a short gain. Ricky May on a Lockport doesn't really get much. So it'll be 2nd down after the penalty on 1st down. He's 2nd down at the North 48-yard line, 2nd and 12. So it was a 3-yard gain on that last play. As the game goes on, does it get a little easier for the players to understand the plays, or you just have to make the play and hope that it works?
What I found is it's a little limited because you can only put so many plays in, and you're kind of running so you'll see a lot of the same plays being run again because that's all you had time to practice. You see they're doing a lot of the jet sweeps and things of that nature, and you're try to put an inside play, an outside play, a couple different passes in. There's only so much you can retain in practice, so you've seen a lot of the same plays go over and over again because of that.
Well, that was Laws on the run, and he didn't really get much. In fact, he lost a couple of yards, so this is 3rd and 14 for the North team. And Goldsmith is back into the game at quarterback in the shotgun. He's back to pass. He throws to the near side. It is caught, and breaking tackles and getting the first down. Nicely done is Lefario Ross out of Burgard. A first down for the North. Nice catch and run right there. Beautifully done.
Ross did not have the first down when he caught the ball, and he just kept going, broke a couple of tackles, and got into South territory at the 39-yard line. So nice job.
1st and 10 for the North. Laws comes back in. The North has been able to mix up the quarterback play between Laws and Goldsmith. And Jack Carey out of St. Joe's has had a really nice game for the North squad. Now it's Laws out of the shotgun. And he's going to keep it himself. Goes to the far side, cuts inside, still on his feet. He's got a first down and then some, almost down to about the 20-yard line of the South team on the far side. Good run there, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the North team.
I guess that I had the fortune of playing against both these quarterbacks here, and I'm seeing some things that they did well in the game against us. Terrell is, once he gets a corner, he's electric out there. He's fast. You can see it there, nice 12-yard run. And actually, the quarterback from Niagara Falls we played against, he was a little more of a thrower. He threw a couple balls, just like you saw at touchdown. He threw a couple into the seam. He really ripped the throws ball with a lot of velocity.
Laws is listed at 6'1", 195. He looks bigger when he's running and full speed.
He's faster than you think, too. He's got an extra gear on him that he runs away from people.
Well, the good news for your school is they're graduating.
Correct.
There's a handoff to McDuffie. Did the ball come out there? The South says they might have it. And looks like North will retain possession.
Didn't notice who was the last one on the pile, but
well,
it was one of the blue shirts.
So how's your squad looking this year, Mike?
We had a real strong junior class, so we're hoping the leadership of these guys playing last year. We got a full season and we didn't lose any games. Our schedule is different because we had to alter 3 different games, but we got through it and they got a lot of experience, so we're hoping to be competitive in our division this year. I think we've got a good group of kids.
Pass is complete on the far side. Ricky May on the catch from Laws, and that's close to another first down. Let's see if they got the 3rd down marker up. So it'll be 3rd down and very short for the North team. North leading this one 15-8 at 4:40 left in the 3rd quarter.
Here's a signature formation for Coach Bergio here. It's double wing.
So we can accept. And there's the handoff, and if I couldn't tell if he got any yardage at all.
Looks
there.
Like a yard
and that's,
or 2.
Let's see. The North says it's a first down. We'll wait for the men in the
3
striped
yards.
shirt. And there go the chains, so it will be a first down.
The double wing, wow.
Don't see that very often. 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Didn't Beatty Feathers run that in the 30s?
That was good, but Mike, I went with Mary Alice Demler one time to some event. It was a trivia contest. And I thought I was good, but the second I saw Bud, I said, well, Mary Alice, we're not winning this because there's your winner. And sure enough,
okay.
Bud and his wife Jody were the winners.
Free dinner's a free dinner.
There's a handoff to McDuffie. He's trying to turn that corner, and he gets outside and gains a few yards and manages to stay in bounds. 3:20 to go, 3rd quarter. And it's almost completely dark here at Williamsville South. Now, how much of a difference has that complex at Williamsville East made for your athletic programs?
I teach phys ed there as well, so every day to walk outside and not get your feet wet and have to worry about classes in the mud, and it's been great. And it's a challenging nightmare as far as scheduling everything because everybody wants to play on it. But we got it down pretty good, and we love our complex. This one here at South's gorgeous, and they did a great job at North as well.
2nd and 5. There's a snap, and Laws is going to keep it himself, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown. Tyrell Laws, and it's a 21-8 game in favor of the North with 2:30 to play here in the third quarter. And we'll see if the North will go for the 1 or the 2-point conversion, and I believe our 9-point rule is about to come into effect here, Bud.
Oh, we're going to have to ask about this one.
How is that? How does that rule work, Mike, and how does that impact whatever you're trying to do as a coach?
It definitely changes the game. The hard part is if the South doesn't get it, they get the ball back, and the defense stays on the field, and the offense. The only part that's tough is you're trying to play everybody as equal as you can to give them all a chance. So hopefully the game's sake will get South to get a score and make this exciting for everybody.
Well, the kick is up and good by Goldsmith, and that'll make it a 22-8 lead for the North with 2.5 to play here in the third quarter. South scored first, making it 8-0 in the second quarter, and since then the North has put up 22 straight points. And, Bud, you made an interesting point in the first half about the size of the offensive line on the South team. But so far, that really hasn't been the kind of factor we might have anticipated.
North's managed to run the ball quite well the last quarter and a half, I guess, almost 2 quarters now. Mike, can you talk a little bit about the rule changes in terms of what you can't do in like blitzing and people in motion and all that other things that come up in this game to make it a little more simple to try and coach?
It's funny we talk about that. I was just talking to Coach Santorio down the sidelines because he's coached the game as well. And you're allowed to submit 5 offensive formations. And one of the discussions that come into play is when you use motion, that really creates a 6th formation. So you really got to try and stay within those confines. And usually, about this time of the game, you have both sidelines right about now complaining about the blitz rule because you got aggressive kids when they want to play football. It's not that they're blitzing, they're reading the play. And the rule is technically you're supposed to stay 5 yards off the line of scrimmage until the play is decided. Well, if you get aggressive linebackers, they're playing football. And that's the hard part, is to hold the kid back and say, don't be aggressive because we do the best we can as coaches. We're not, you're not trying to cheat, but, I think a lot of times it's just, the excitement of the kid to play the game.
Well, that kickoff went out of bounds, and it looks like the South is going to have the North team kick it again. How much of an honor is it to coach in a game like this?
It's nice. When I was asked to do it, it was exciting because my son was a quarterback at the time, and he was a senior. So it was fun to do with him, and I actually brought the athletic director from Hamburg, Pat Colley, was one of my best friends as a young kid growing up. And I got to, had a chance to have him actually as a South team person coach with me and do that. So it was fun. It's a lot of fun. The kids are, they're excited to be there. So it's nice. But it's definitely an honor to be considered in that group of some of the great coaches.
Well, this kickoff is taken at the 10-yard line, returned all the way out to about the 35-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the South squad. I believe that was Keith Jackson on the return.
Heard a story that the 2 South Park kids, including Jackson, who are on the roster, took part in a full practice, and then they went running and lifted some weights after practice. And the South coach said he'd never seen that before. Glenn Graham was very impressed.
I believe it. I had the pleasure of playing against those two as well. So.
And pleasure, folks, is in quotes.
And it's in big-time quotes because they're both very good players. Obviously, the one's player of the year. Well-deserved. He's a very good player.
Well, Jackson is headed for Brockport, and Marquand Fluid is headed for Robert Morris in Pittsburgh.
I'm sure they'll do very well there. They're both very talented.
This is 2nd and 3 for the South team. Fries looks to throw, being chased, and down he goes. So it'll be 3rd down.
Now, say you're going against a player of the year, Mike. Depending on the position, how much of a difference do you notice that his talent can make on an entire game? One guy.
He makes a difference on both sides of the ball. He was a cornerback and also the running back. But we found that he made a couple plays when we threw the ball that were just deep breaks on the ball, like somebody I haven't seen at a high school level. And running the ball, you can see him here. He's running well in this game too. When I coached this game, we played against the Andreessen boy from Lancaster, and there's a reason why he was the player of the year. And we saw that in that game there. He made plays on offense and defense for him. They're just, and I was very blessed at Sweet Home to have athletes like that too that made those kind of plays when we were.
Fry's going deep, and the long ball is incomplete. On that previous sack, it was Sammy Moss out of McKinley, and then it was Jackson running for the first down, which was the long pass, which was incomplete on the near side. Mike, you seem to have a bad habit of drawing games against some really top players.
It was a funny year because we technically weren't supposed to play West Seneca East, but that was a COVID game. We weren't supposed to play Niagara Falls, and those are the two quarterbacks in this game that we just matched up games because of COVID on one side or the other. So that's how we played. South Park was a league game.
And there's a pass to the near side that is caught, and staying on his feet and getting knocked out of bounds is Jackson. He's a little bit short of the first down, but a good catch and run, good gain, and a solid hit to knock him out of bounds. We've been joined by Mike Torrio, the head football coach at Williamsville East, providing some interesting insight into coaching high school sports and, in particular, this game. Now, hopefully you get a chance to do it again.
We'll see.
Well, they're saying 2nd and 10 from the 47. At least that's what the scoreboard says. And we're getting close to the end of the third quarter.
I don't know what happened here. I thought he was very close to the first down, and that's where the marker is, at the 43-yard line. And the ball is back at the 47, so.
I don't think there was a penalty at the end of that play, or maybe we just missed where they spotted it. Because I thought he was out of bounds pretty close to where the ball is now.
They moved it. Yeah, they moved the 3rd down marker back.
So it's 3rd down. Jackson in the backfield, and he'll get the handoff, and he is battling hard, but the North is going to stack him up. That's a great run, great effort, and a great job by the North defense to stop Jackson from getting that first down on what will be the final play of the third quarter. Great effort there by both sides. Jackson just kept those feet moving, kept barreling forward, and he must have gotten hit 5 or 6 times. And that will bring up 4th down. We're going to take a quick break. At the end of 3 quarters, it is the North 22 and the South 8. You're watching high school football on Western New York Athletics.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
I love being home.
At Kyra First Wellness, your health and well-being is our passion. Let us take care of you and your family like one of our own. Cairo First Wellness Center is dedicated to providing patients long-term relief and teaching them how to continue taking care of themselves. With a blend of different techniques, services, and personalized treatment plans, we'll help you find wellness in a way that's right for you. Between chiropractic care, spinal decompression, nutritional counseling, massage therapy, custom orthotics, and more, your relief is in our hands. If twisting, popping, and cracking intimidate you, our Pro Adjuster restores the same range of motion as a physical adjustment would with gentle, repeated tapping.
Dr. Mo at Cairo First.
4th down and 2 for the South team at the North 45-yard line. The North leading this one 22-8. And the South team looking over to the sideline. There's the snap. And there's the handoff, and he's got the first down and then some. I believe that's Jackson. It'll be a first down for the South. So while we were gone, Mike, you were telling us that you actually played in this game in 1984.
Long time ago.
Yeah, well, true. What was it like?
It was a great time, actually. We played at where ECC plays now, and we had bad weather on a Friday night we were supposed to play, and they moved it to a Saturday.
Fries throws. The ball is caught by Jackson, who takes a wicked hit. Excuse me, that's not Jackson. That's John Swabek, and that looked like another first down.
But
holding
goal.
What a shock, a penalty. That's the first big one really on the South team, though. So you were saying you played where ECC plays.
And they moved to a Saturday, and it was so warm that they cut the game a little short because of the heat. But I got to play with a lot of great athletes, and one being Moose Johnson, that I'm sure some of you have seen on TV, the fullback for the Dallas Cowboys. Rich Kasevich, who played in the pro. Dave Hollins, who played, was a batted cleanup for the Philadelphia Phillies in the day. And we had a great time. It was great athletes and a lot of fun. Met some good people.
So was Johnston the best player in the game?
By far. He was an incredible athlete. Everything he did, I remember he punted one time. He must have punted 50 yards with hang time. And he was just goofing around. He was just that good of an athlete.
Well, Fry's on the keeper there. He's got a good gain. It was 1st and 20 from the 45. So good gain there. It'll be 2nd down. Where'd you play high school football?
I played at Sweet Home.
At Sweet Home.
Yeah.
Was John Fowler the head coach?
John was actually a JV coach. I played for Joe Shiflett.
Oh, okay.
Actually, Joe, I played in this game, and Joe was the head coach. He was also my head coach at Sweet Home.
Were you the quarterback?
I was a receiver. I threw a touchdown pass in the game. It was a double pass that we put in Sweet Home. Our quarterback, Dave Biondo, who went on to Ashland College in Division II, and he led the nation in passing yardage his senior year. We threw a double pass in that game, and ended up being the winning pass in the game.
Nice.
So, good memory of that game. Yeah.
Suzuki from Frontier in the game. The pass was incomplete. There was a flag on the play. It looks like it's going to go against the South squad.
Yeah, I think the left tackle tackled the defensive ender.
You're exactly right. And it's a holding penalty, and that'll back up the South squad. Well, the South squad, after that drive, Bud, they just haven't been the same.
No, they've just stopped, although they've at least controlled the ball a little bit here, but they haven't been able to make much progress lately getting down the field and getting back into the game.
Well, it's 2nd down and forever.
25.
Thank you. And Suzuki will hand it off, and I believe that's Jackson. He's got a good gain, but he's stopped at about the 44-yard line. Bridgers with the carry, not Jackson. And this will bring up 3rd down, and not quite forever.
6 yards less than forever, 19.
So 3rd down. Suzuki from Frontier Takes the shotgun snap, back to pass. The lefty throws deep down the far side. He's got a man overthrown, but not by much. It's incomplete. He had a man wide open, and they just couldn't quite connect. And it'll be 4th down.
Quick story, a buddy of mine played quarterback at Clarence, and he was coming off a broken thumb that he suffered before the season started, and he wasn't quite ready, but there was a scoreless game with 2 minutes to go, and they threw him into the game because he had a good arm, and he threw a 50-yard touchdown pass in the last minute to win it 6-0. And I said, Kevin, you'll never have a better moment in your life. It's downhill from here.
You're not much of an optimist, are you, bud?
That's a pretty good moment.
That's a great moment, no doubt. Well, the South will punt, and the ball will bounce at the 10-yard line, and they will let it roll into the end zone for the touchback. You know, Bud, you and I were at Syracuse at the same time. And I don't remember, this might have been a little bit before we got there, but you remember when Gordon Jones and Tony Dorsett played for the Panthers? This was a
Dorsett was again in our era.
Yeah, and this was at Old Archbold?
Yeah.
And I think it was Gordon Jones threw an 80-yard touchdown pass to Dorsett in a game they were up like 35-7 against Syracuse.
I think that might have been Matt Cavanaugh who made the
that's
post.
it. Yeah. That's it. I totally forgot about that because Gordon Jones was the wide receiver. He was number 80. I was thinking about doing games with you, and I thought...
I asked Syracuse coach Frank Maloney who's going to win the Penn State game the next week, and he said Penn State because they have more class.
That's a great answer. There's a short run right there for the North team. North up 22-8. We're in the 4th quarter, 11:50 to play.
And I haven't thought about that in a long time.
That's a great question.
That was from 76.
Well, it's a year before we graduated.
Well, we had Bill Hurley from St. Joe's, who was one of the all-time great Western New York football players.
And that was, they played a couple of games at Rich Stadium.
Yes.
What was then Rich Stadium?
78.
Goldsmith, the pass is complete on the near side, and Williams gets knocked out of bounds after a short gain. Williams out of Lockport headed to Thiel College, as is his teammate Ricky May. Thiel, I believe, is in Pennsylvania on the way to Pittsburgh. That sound about right?
Could be.
I think so.
It's not Slippery Rock.
No, we used to call that Slimy Pebble. I lived in Pennsylvania. I'm not making that up. I lived in Erie. And back at the time, Edinburgh had a really good football program. They've since fallen on hard times. Goldsmith looks to throw. He fires over the middle, incomplete, and that'll bring up 4th down. And the North will punt it away, leading 22-8. 22 straight unanswered points for the North team. So, Mike, all your boys who all played quarterback at Sweet Home and collegiately in the area, they all doing well?
They're doing great.
What are they doing these days?
They're doing great. My oldest one is coaching with me. He calls the offense, and he's looking for a teaching job. So if anybody has any phys ed jobs out there, you can give me a call, and we'll get him in there for an interview. And my middle son, who's working in logistics now, he's coaching the JV team and calling the offense. So we got a good little continuity there. And my last one, Joseph, will be a senior at Fisher, and he's looking forward to finishing his senior season at St. John Fisher. He plays quarterback there, and he's kind of itching because they lost their season last year. They didn't get to play, so going to be interesting, and hopefully he'll be able to crack the lineup there and finish strong for his last year.
Well, the punt is down at the 45-yard line of the South team. Well, they'll have it 1st and 10. Now, you coach high school football. They play a lot of Saturday games. You play a lot of Saturday games. How tough is it for you not to be able to get to those games?
Well, actually now, with everybody having the new stadiums and lights, I don't play any games on Saturday.
Oh, great.
We've kind of caught up with the rest of the country and having high school on Friday, letting college play Saturday, and then pros play Sunday. And it's really worked out great for the kids, I think.
Well, that's great for the dads, too, because now you can go.
Correct. I've had to leave a couple times right after a Friday night game to go to Detroit and, to watch their games. But I wouldn't miss it for a minute.
I understand that. Nathan Cummings from Cleve Hill on the run there. Suzuki from Frontier at quarterback for the South team. He's back to pass. The left-hander steps up, throws deep down the far sideline. He's got a man, and the ball falls incomplete. The wide receiver, it was a little underthrown. He got a little too much air into that one, and a little bit behind the wide receiver. Ball bounced harmlessly on the turf, and that will bring up a 3rd down for the South team.
Stu and I were talking with Joe Mack from Williamsville North, the baseball player that went to the Marlins and just signed, and Joe was telling us how his parents drove everywhere he was a kid and to baseball games and travel teams or whatever, and think about how nice it is that Joe gets to reward them now with a $3 million contract, or he turned down a free ride at Clemson, but that's not why parents did it. But, how rewarding must that be to see a kid come through and have choices like that. It was really nice.
Yeah, it's great for Joe. Joe's a great kid. I've been teaching him in school the last 4 years, and it couldn't happen to a better kid and a better family. They're good people. He's worked very hard for what he's got. His brother Charles is playing in Minnesota Twins organization, and he was also one of the hardest working kids we've had in our school. I'm just real happy for him. It's great for Williamsville East. Puts us on the map as having a great talent. But I'm happy for Joe. It's a great honor.
4th down. Suzuki rolls to the near side. He throws. It's caught, and that's a 1st down. Nice catch there for the 1st down by Nathan Cummings, and a 4th and 5, and the South team converts. Ball will be spotted at somewhere near the 32-yard line of the North team. Nice throw and catch. The left-handed throwing quarterback rolling to the near side of the field, stopping and then firing. Nice play there. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line of the North team. Jackson goes in motion. Suzuki, short pass to Jackson on the far side, and he's got about 4 or 5 yards before about 4 or 5 North players shove him out of bounds.
I'm not sure if that was a lateral or not, and I'm not sure if that ball was touched on the way to the running back on a little swing pass. I thought it might have been deflected.
That would look like it was backwards there. A couple of their swing passes have been close where if they weren't complete, they might have been fumbles.
Well, but if you could see that ball deflected, you have great eyesight.
With glasses.
And there goes Jackson, and he's got a 1st down before he's shoved out of bounds on the far side of the field. That's another South 1st down. 8:54 to play in the 4th quarter. The North leading the South 22-8 in the 45th annual Kensington Lions All-Star Game. We hope you've enjoyed tonight's broadcast and the game, and stay with us till the end because you never know. And Bud will be able to say once again the clock is now a factor. 1st and 10 here. Suzuki, then that is Jackson. Looked like a direct snap there, and no gain there. So the North kind of sniffed that one out. They knew it was coming and were able to stop him there. Aiden Ostrowski out of Williamsville South held him to a 2-yard gain. So it'll be 2nd and 8. And there's a pitch to Jackson coming to the near side, and he's snowed under by a bunch of dark-shirted tacklers.
The old line about a team picture of the defense. Hello. Everybody smile for the selfie.
That was Mekhi Bridgers on the run that time, not Jackson, as I had said. That'll bring up 3rd down. Obviously, for the South team here, everything's 4 downs. At this point, trailing 22-8 with 7:37 to play in the 4th quarter. 3rd and 12 for the South. Suzuki throws, caught, and tackled immediately. John Swibeck makes the catch, a 5-yard gain, and that will bring up a 4th down, and no doubt South will go for it. Fourth and 7 for the South. We're at the north 15-yard line. Suzuki throws toward the back of the end zone. There's a flag as the wide receiver was clearly interfered with. You saw him running, and he didn't stumble. He stumbled because he got hit. And they threw the flag immediately. So that'll be a first down for the South team.
Yeah, I think the feet got tangled coming into the end zone. I don't know if the pass was that catchable, but we'll never know the way that the play developed.
Well, in high school, it doesn't matter if it's catchable, I don't think.
Right.
It's just interference, and that's a first down.
Here's the second part of this rule that haunted me a couple years ago. When you have a pass interference, it's not like college or pro. It's half the distance to the goal. Now, if you had a pass interference again, it would be half the distance again, but you don't go.
And there's Jackson running around the far side, and he's shoved out of bounds after a short gain. Go ahead, Mike, you were saying?
It's one of the rules that is kind of different because all three levels is a different rule. You know, when in pros, if you interfere in the end zone, it goes to the 1 yard line. In high school, it's only 15 yards, or if it's in this situation here, it's only half the distance. So we are in a game where we're on the 15, and we had 2 pass interference penalties in a row, and only got down to the 7.
Oh.
And as Bud was talking, the clock was an issue. So it didn't give us the advantage of getting what we probably should have got, really getting down to the 1 and having an opportunity. We still were 7 yards out. And made it tough.
Well, the North team takes a timeout. They lead it 22-8, 6:12 to go in the fourth quarter. It is second down and goal from the 3-yard line.
It's like in hockey when a team gets short-handed by 2 men. You can't play with fewer than 4 players, so you just tackle guys. You know, they can throw you out, but
that's right. That's right.
If it saves a goal, it's worth it.
That's true.
When does the high school hockey season I mean, when do you make the transition? Because, like, say you're deep in the playoffs, hockey's got to be started by then.
Well, when I was at Sweet Home, we went fortunate enough to play in 3 state championships, and John Rifaller was awesome. He scheduled most of our football practices around my hockey practices because he knew I had a responsibility to my school and my job. And
text me after this possession.
There's a short run and no gain really on the play, so it'll bring up 3rd and goal. Go ahead, Mike.
But for the most part, unless you really get to the semis or the finals, you may end and start the next day. But it's a good problem to have to figure out.
Yes, it is.
Get those 6 o'clock practices starting, a.m.
Yeah, nobody would like you. And
nope.
Jackson is stopped.
This would be their 3rd time, 4th inside the 5, right? 4th inside the 4.
Yeah, and they haven't been able to punch it in.
Yeah, 2 fumbles earlier.
Now it's 4th and goal from the 1-yard line. We'll see what they do here. 5:18 and counting in the fourth quarter, 22-8. The North team looks like Fries has come back in. But that's Suzuki, and it's a quarterback sneak or a draw. And I don't think he got in. The North team says they stopped him, and they did. So a goal line stand in the All-Star game by the North team. How about that? The North defense holds, and with 4:59 to play in the fourth quarter, they'll take over on downs at their own 1-yard line. Big defensive stand there by the North squad.
That advantage I said that the South team had in size, I retract that statement. I obviously didn't know what I was talking about.
Well,
great effort by the defense of the North in that situation to practically wrap up the game.
I have to admit there I was rooting for the North stop because one of my players is a D lineman there for North, so I don't know if I'm allowed to do that, but I had to.
You mean Dan Cannon?
Yep, Danny Cannon was on there, the D line in the middle there.
He's headed to SUNY Morrisville.
Yep.
And we have a flag on the play here, and let's see what this flag is for. It's on the North team. And we're going to send it down to, okay, pretty soon we'll be sending it down to Francis Beck, who's down on the field.
We'll get to Francis.
So now we'll send it down to Francis Beck with a
All right,
special guest.
welcome back on the sideline. Francis Beck here with Kyrie Demos of the B Papers. Kyrie played in this game back in 2013. Can you take a moment and reflect on that experience 7-8 years ago?
Yeah, I can reflect on, being really fun. As we see the South team getting in the, getting in on that board, back on the board. But, I remember, just being able to play with a bunch of different guys that I had followed from around the area. But I also remember taking a loss in the game. Andy Smagira, the West Seneca East quarterback, he was phenomenal. So he put on a show that night. But it was a great experience getting to play with all those guys, some kids that I played against in high school too. So it was really, really fun.
All right, we have a close game, only about 5 minutes left. If you could talk to these guys, what would your advice to them be in these final 5 minutes?
Man, just enjoy it, because I think really the biggest thing, especially for a game like this, it's so unique. I mean, thinking about a kid like Mike Catanzaro, who's about to go off and wrestle at the Division I level, but then you got some kids who are going to just go and be students in college, or might not even go to college, whatever the case is. So just enjoy it, and I think it's cool for us as people in the outside watching the game, because it really is the start of the fall. In a couple weeks we're going to be getting ready for high school football season, and obviously the Bills and UB football are going to be getting going soon too. So it's really great to be able to bring everybody together, and especially after what we had to deal with last year.
Of course. All right, Kyrie, thanks for joining us. All right, we're going to send it back to Stu and Bud upstairs.
All right, thank you, Francis Beck and Kyrie Demos, the outstanding writer. Just joined the Amherst B after doing some time at the Niagara Falls Gazette. So the South team has a safety. Goldsmith will boot it. It'll be caught at the 28-yard line of the South team. And Jackson on the far side, he's got some room to run. And he'll take it all the way back inside the 30-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 South, trailing 22-10. What was that you said, Bud, about that goal line stand might have salted it away?
Penalty.
Oh, is it coming back? Yeah. What a shame. A great return. And it looks like there was a penalty on the play, and we'll see where they spot the ball, or will they make them kick it again? No, they're going to spot the ball at midfield, so it's going to cost them about 20 yards, maybe a little bit more than 20 yards. And it's a holding penalty on the return. It'll be 1st down for the South team at midfield. I was just saying it's kind of surprising there aren't more big returns in this game, in this kind of game. Suzuki checks over with the South bench for the play. And he will hand it off, and what a great run there. Mackay Bridgers with a great run there. He's got either a 1st down or he's very close to it. Good hard running right up the middle there by Bridges. It's a 9-yard game, and they'll call it 2nd and 1 from the 41. Suzuki back to pass, in trouble, rolling, throws on the run, intercepted, picked off by the North squad at about the 5-yard line, and Goldsmith picks it off and is mobbed by his teammates out of bounds. Picked off by Goldsmith, Justin Goldsmith, who's played quarterback most of the night, and gets some work at the defensive backfield. That's not Goldsmith, excuse me. That's Zion Page out of Niagara Falls.
Same team.
Yes, well, I misidentified the 5 and the 3. Sorry about that, Zion. Huge play there for the North team, and let's see, is it going to stand? We've got officials working on something. The spot of the ball, perhaps? I didn't see any flags.
I think he picked one up. The quarterback was right near the line of scrimmage. I don't know. They're both teams.
Offsetting.
Personal fouls on both teams, and they offset. So it looks like North will retain possession.
At the 27-yard line.
Was the well, it's not a personal foul, I don't think. Was that a celebration foul on the North team? But, I mean, it's football. You got to be able to celebrate a play like that. That's a huge play, in my
Both
opinion.
ways.
4:14 to play. Fourth quarter, 22-10, North leading the South. And Tyrell Laws comes back out at quarterback.
I feel better about my prediction now.
With good reason.
Yep. However, never say never.
True that. And Laws will keep it himself, coming to the near side. He's got some running room down the sideline. He's going to go all the way for the touchdown for the North. A great run, a 73-yard touchdown gallop by Tyrell Laws out of Sweet Home to make it a 28-10 game in favor of the North. What a run, and I don't see any laundry on the field. So it will stand.
We talked about his burst earlier, Stu, and once he got around the corner down the sideline, there was no catching him. Very impressive young man on the field.
So with 4:02 to play, Laws with the 73-yard touchdown run. It's 28-10 in favor of the North squad. And we'll see if they go for one or two here. Oh, so the South has a 3-game winning streak here that the North would like to snap. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah,
that is correct.
So how much of a rivalry is built up? Is there any such thing as a North versus South rivalry? I mean, you practice for, 10 days and you play a game?
Yeah, I think a little bit. You talk a lot about it. But, in the end, these guys are having fun. It's their last game of the year. They're competitive out there. But, a lot of guys know each other from playing against each other in the divisions. And, I think it's more a good football game.
Well, Goldsmith is on to try the extra point. He's 2 for 2 on the night.
Dead ball fouls and unsportsmanlike call against the South. It will be assessed on the kickoff. Wisconsin White on for the extra.
Well, if you heard Paul Peck on the PA, there's a dead ball foul against the South team, which will be assessed on the kickoff. And the snap is a little high, but the kick is up and good. And with 4:02 to play in the fourth quarter, it is now the North leading the South 29-10. Boy, that was a spectacular run by Laws. Wow.
Yeah, he's got that. He's got an extra gear. Like I said, I saw it firsthand. He made some plays against us. We thought we had him, and he just beat us. You just outrun you to the corner. It's a special talent to have in this game. Speed.
You can't really game plan for it, can you?
It's tough. It's tough to do. As much as you want to keep him in the pocket because, when he gets outside like that in the open field, you just saw it right there. He ran past everybody. He has that.
Now you've dealt with some Division I players probably over the years in both of your sports. This could go on for an hour, but what's it like to be a coach and have Division I teams coming and talk to you and recruiting a young player? It's got to be an interesting experience for you as well as the athlete.
Well, the last one that I dealt with was Jordan Johnson with Sweet Home. And, Jordan was such an exceptional athlete. He did so many things well. I can remember back when we played Williamsville South in the sectional championship. We moved Jordan from defensive end. It was a sophomore year. We moved from defensive end to corner, and we had him, cover the South's best receiver. And Jordan, to have athletes like that and make changes, it was just it's great to coach. It's a blessing, and it changes the whole game when you have athletes. It's a lot of fun.
Well, Goldsmith kicks it off from the 50, and he boots it out of the end zone for a touchback. So South will take over, 1st and 10, trailing 29-10. So the South 3-game winning streak very much in jeopardy. 4:02 remaining on the clock. Of course, these games can have some pretty bizarre and wacky endings, too. Just by the nature of the fact that they're all-stars all over the field.
Ask the California band. They may show up at the end zone. Like the John Elway game.
What steps have they taken to prevent that from ever happening again?
I'm not sure.
Here's Suzuki. Throws to the near side. Oh, the hook and ladder play there. And it gains about 6 or 7 yards at the most. It'll be second down.
I'm not completely sure it was legal, but I'm not going to argue.
Well, none of the guys in the striped shirt said it was illegal, so it's legal, right?
That's right. It ain't cheating if you don't get caught.
Second down and 2. Clock continues to tick. Suzuki back to pass. Steps away from one rusher. Throws on the far side off the wide receiver's hands and incomplete on the far side. So it'll be third down, and that'll stop the clock with 3:16 to play.
And how open was he?
Now Suzuki made a nice move to get away from that one pass rushing defensive lineman. And this is third down.
Sometimes it's not easy throwing on the run.
No.
And you forget that. Because there's a lot of guys that make it look so easy.
Yes, well, we watch a lot of football in this town,
Yeah.
and the running play is stuffed. And, you know, now we have one of the, I'm going to say Josh Allen's one of the best arms in the NFL, and he's fun to watch.
Pure arms, sure.
You know, I mean, him and Patrick Mahomes. Anybody got a better arm?
I don't think so.
Me neither.
Aren't they supposed to have a competition?
I don't want him to do that. And you know why?
Why not?
Because one of those two guys could get hurt. I hate that stuff. I really do.
You like the home run derby then?
Home run derby, I don't mind.
Okay.
I don't mind. I don't like shootouts in hockey.
I don't either.
Never have.
I hate it in soccer.
Oh.
That's tough.
It's even worse in soccer.
Well, yeah, you play, 90 minutes, you're tied, and you're going to win it on penalty kicks?
Yeah.
That's harsh. Or 110 minutes.
What was it? Jamarcus Russell could throw a football like 70 yards from his knees.
Something like that.
That's all he could do, though, because he
Yeah.
really washed out in a moment with the Raiders.
Well, it just shows you how tough it is to make it at that next level. The punt is going to be down at the north 33-yard line. How hockey question for you, Mike. Okay. Well, actually, let me ask you this. Well, we'll stick with hockey. How far has the Western New York Federation Hockey, the quality of play, come over the years?
I'm one. There's myself and Bob Rosen. I think are the only two coaches that have been in since day one of the federation. And back in that day, you had to change a whole coaching style because there was probably maybe one good line on each team. Now it's evolved to most teams have two solid, real good lines, and then some have four. And those are the teams that usually advance, the ones that have a little bit more depth. But we're doing a pretty good job of trying to get all the best players to be able to play in the Fed. Because, there's junior hockey and there's other things that are pulling them, junior savers and teams like that. But the league's really made some consolations to try and get everybody to get the best players so the league stays as competitive as it can be.
It's a great league. There's a run by McDuffie. It'll be the gain of 8, second down and 2 from the 40-yard line.
We always say that if you can win our section, you got a good chance of winning a state championship. That's how tough it is to get out of Buffalo.
Well, I like having the championship game played at Harbor Center because the place is packed.
It's fun. Yeah, it's a great atmosphere.
There goes McDuffie on the far side. He's into South Territory. That'll be another first down with 1:20 to play. I mean, I remember when he was played at the KeyBank Center for a while, which was great, but you'd have 1,500 people, and they were loud, but it's mostly an empty arena, whereas at the Harbor Center, you got 1,500 people. It's packed, and they are loud.
Yeah, it's definitely exciting, but it's also exciting for the kids to play where the Sabres play. So there's a catch to both sides. And
well, it's kind of like the football being at
the
whatever the football stadium is named this week.
Highmark. It's always Rich Stadium to me, or the Ralph. Sorry. And here's Goldsmith throwing on the near side, and it is caught by Lafario Ross. He did the same thing I did. It's Lafario Ross. I almost said it backwards, too. So the ball, but it's throwing a flag.
I'll throw the flag at you, Steve.
Well, we're in the final 20 seconds of this game, and it looks like that's going to be the last play of the game.
Looks like they're going to get Coach Bergio here a little while.
Yeah, going to get a little Gatorade shower, are we? And there it goes. Who started that? I wish you many Gatorade showers.
They're fun. Sometimes you got to take it for the team. But, not a bad thing.
All right, so the final score, the North snaps the South 3-game winning streak. North wins the 45th annual Kensington Lions All-Star Game 29-10. Want to thank Bud Bailey, Mike Turillo. We're going to send it down for some awards. We're going to wrap it up here and just send it down. All right. For Mike, Bud, and Tim, Francis, and Frank, I'm Stu Boyer. Have a good night, everybody. Don't go away yet, and don't forget Russ Battaglia with the pictures. We're going to do some awards, and we'll join you for whatever Frank tells me is next. Have a good night, everybody.
Start with the South Team Awards. The most valuable offensive player for the South Team offensive back is number 3, Keith Jackson from South Park High School. The South Team's most valuable defensive back from Lakeshore High School, number 15, Ian Gaskin. The South Team's most valuable offensive lineman from West Seneca West, Mike Witt. And the South Team's most valuable defensive lineman from South Park High School, Marquand Lewis. And now for the most valuable players of the victorious North squad. The most valuable offensive lineman from the North squad, from Sweet Home High School, James Griffo. The most valuable defensive player from the North, defensive lineman from the North squad, from McKinley High School, Sammy Moss. The most valuable North Team defensive back, from Canisius High School, Whiskin Whitehead. And the North team's most valuable offensive back from Sweet Home High School, Terrell Laws. Congratulations and thank you to the parents and other family members and friends of this year's deserving All-Stars. For some of these young men, tonight will serve as a springboard to collegiate football careers. For others, this will be the final time they don a football uniform. Regardless, it is your recognition and support their efforts that will provide their most cherished football memories. Thank you to all who attended this evening and to those who supported this game.
All right, I want to grab a
as a
couple of these
sponsor.
North
We
kids
hope
in
to
front
see you
first.
next summer at the 46th annual Kensington Lions All-Star Football Classic on Wednesday, July 27th, 2022. Thanks for coming, everyone. Drive home safely. Enjoy the rest of your summer. Football season's not far away. Thanks for coming to tonight's Kensington Lions All-Star Classic.
Jimmy, we'll get one with Jalen, do all three guys, right?
Okay. Hey.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, Francis, back at Blainsville South. Post-game show, the 45th annual Kensington Lions All-Star Game. North big winners today. James, I'm going to start with you. Your teammate, Tyrell Laws, had a fantastic game. He capped it off his performance with a nice long touchdown run. What was his performance like from your end?
Same thing every game. Tyrell's a beast. He knows what he's doing, and he's a great player.
And what was this experience like for you playing with All-Stars?
Oh, create a brotherhood full of friends and family, and then I got my teammates right next to me.
All right, Terrell, I'll start with you. How did you pull off your performance tonight?
Just practice makes perfect. You know, we practiced this since, last Wednesday, I believe. We practiced all over, all our plays, made sure for the last day of practice, it's a mental day. And we brought that to the field today, and we did our stuff, so.
Now that it's all said and done, what did it mean to be here, an all-star with these guys?
It's amazing. It's an amazing feeling. Like Jimmy said, we created a brotherhood that is going to last forever. And that's all that matters, is brotherhood.
All right, thank you guys both for joining me. From Blainsville South, I'm Francis Beck for the 45th Annual Kensington Lions All-Star Game. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Yep. I can't get anyone else in my...
Do you really? Yeah.